45 days of service. The next bills will arrive on their normal schedule. This is from the city of Artesia. The National Championship Air Races and Air Show coming to Roswell, New Mexico at the Roswell Air Center, September 10th through the 14th, 2025. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit airrace.org/Roswell. That's September 10th through the 14th, the National Championship Air Races and Air Show. To have your event listed on the KSVP community calendar, email calendar@ksvpradio.com. Please let us know at least 1 week in advance.
This is KSVP and K229 AS Artesia.
Key News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. Out-of-state purveyors of abortion pills could be sued by Texas residents for up to $100,000 under a bill that's received final state legislative approval.
That would include drug makers, doctors prescribing the pills, and anyone who mails the medication. It's the first legislation of its kind in any state. Supporters hail it as a tool to stop medication abortions, which remain available despite being illegal in Texas. Abortion rights groups deride the measure as a bounty hunter bill, saying it would encourage private citizens to engage in a form of legalized vigilante justice. Governor Greg Abbott is an opponent of abortion and is expected to sign the bill into law. It would take effect in December, though legal challenges are likely. I'm Ben Thomas.
Florida's Surgeon General says the state will be doing away with childhood vaccination mandates. Unemployment filings rose 8,000 last week from the week before to 237,000. A 3-month high. It's more applications than analysts had been expecting. Hurricane Lorena is weakening, but the National Hurricane Center's Larry Kelly says that life-threatening flash floods and mudslides remain a risk along Mexico's west coast.
The terrain there is obviously an impact here where you get heavy rainfall falling over that terrain, the mudslides and the rainfall slides, down the mountain. So, the concern there is, any amount of rainfall that causes that kind of flooding in those higher terrains there, could be life-threatening.
Central California wildfires are now roughly 15% contained. A streetcar crash in Lisbon, Portugal, has left 17 people dead. It appears a mechanical issue is to blame. On Wall Street, ahead of this morning's opening bell, stock futures are mixed. The Dow futures are down 11 points, while the NASDAQ futures are up 37 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Dennis Prager here for AmFed Coin and Bullion. I've always been a strong believer in precious metals investment, and I've always been fascinated with rare coin collecting. But owning the wrong coins that only make dealers a lot of money can be catastrophic for your investment portfolio. AmFed Coin and Bullion specializes in taking people out of non-performing coin portfolios and turning them into gold, silver, or platinum bullion. They tailor a portfolio based on your goals and not what they want to sell you. You'll never experience scare tactics, misleading hype, or high-pressure sales from owner Nick Grovich and his very knowledgeable staff. They will evaluate your portfolio, show you how your coins have performed, and take the time to educate you on the ugly industry practices so that you can make an informed decision. Smart people can make very bad investments when they're under pressure and lack the facts. Call 800-221-7694. That's 800-221-7694. AmericanFederal.com.
The road to recovery will be long and hard following a still unfolding natural disaster in Pakistan.
Officials say nearly 300,000 people have been evacuated in the past 48 hours from flood-hit areas of Pakistan's eastern Punjab province, bringing the total number of displaced people since last month to 1.3 million. Authorities were struggling to divert overflowing rivers onto farmlands to protect major cities as part of one of the largest rescue and relief operations in Punjab's history. A new flood alert by India was shared with Pakistan through diplomatic channels early on Wednesday. It was the second such alert in 24 hours, following heavy rains and water releases from dams in India. I'm Karen Shamas.
This week's major earthquake in Afghanistan has caused widespread devastation, the death toll now exceeding 2,200. The Taliban government spokesman says hundreds of bodies have been recovered from destroyed houses. News and analysis at townhall.com. Member of Parliament Nigel Farage testifies before Congress on Europe's approach to free speech.
A group representing free speech in Europe testified before the House Judiciary Committee on how Great Britain's and the European Union's online policies impact U.S. speech and innovation. Lorcan Price, legal counsel for the Alliance Defending Freedom International, was asked what message to send to pro-life activists in the UK when they're arrested and prosecuted for expressing their opinions.
I think it shows an extreme degree of intolerance. It shows police overreach, and ultimately we have to go back systemically. The problem is these laws that are being created. They're incredibly vague, overbroad, whether it's by European regulators or UK regulators, and they're having a real impact on people's lives and their human right to free speech.
Bernie Bennett, Washington.
Newsmax has filed an antitrust lawsuit against Fox News, accusing Fox of resorting to intimidation and exclusionary business practices. More on these stories at townhall.com.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hi, this is Holly from Nels Floral in Artesia, and we are so happy to be the new florist for the KSVIP. If you know someone who is having a special day or event, a birthday, anniversary, or something big is happening in their life, let's make them the KSVIP. On their day, we'll say something on the radio about your special person, and they will receive a beautiful flower from Nels Floral. So call KSVP at 575-746-2751 and nominate your KSVIP.
Good morning, Artesia. Hey, it's Thursday, September 4th. I'm your host, Scott Pettis. So glad to be back on the air with you. Hey, we got a good show coming up today. Not a lot of guests, but we're gonna be talking and visiting. Hopefully in the next hour, we'll be hearing from the Rec Center, and then of course in the third hour we'll hear from the Ocotillo and Aaron Irving with our updates and reports. So, but let's go ahead and get the show started off right. Let's jump into Scripture. I'm going to preempt my Scripture a little bit this morning with an explanation before we jump in. If you've never read the book of Nehemiah, especially for the men out there, if you've never read the book of Nehemiah, I suggest you jump into it, read through it. It's a really good read. It tells the story of a gentleman, of course, named Nehemiah, who comes back to Israel from exile later than all the other people coming out of Babylon. And God calls him to come and build the defense of the city, to come and rebuild the walls. Now, the other exiles had been released by King Cyrus of the Persian Empire some 40 years prior to him doing this. And they had been there this whole time. They had never rebuilt the defenses of the city. They had built the temple. But Nehemiah gets sent back to rebuild the walls of the city. And what's really interesting about it, one is if you're kind of a military buff, you read it, you see the tactics, the way he handles things, and he organizes, and he lines up defenses, and he lines up the workers and everything, and it's a really neat thing to watch. But what it is, what it means for us as we read through there is it's a metaphor of rebuilding, of building up the kingdom of God. And as we look through it, we can see lesson after lesson about what we will face and how we should handle the challenges of working to build the kingdom of God. Christ having given us that mandate and in what we call the Great Commission, go and disciple the nations, right? Baptize them and teaching them to obey all I have commanded. And so as we look at that, part of rebuilding that kingdom is building defenses, protecting the people within it. And we utilize that as a metaphor to building up walls, not walls to keep people out, but walls to protect us from false ideologies, false teachings, and things of that sort. And as we look at it, one of the lessons we see over and over and over again in Nehemiah is each time he's faced with a challenge, each time he's faced with a struggle, the first thing he does is pray. He prays to God. He turns to God and he says, Lord, be with us in this, strengthen us through this, protect us, guide us, and then he acts. We often think of the building of the kingdom as something that just kind of naturally happens, and that God's got that. I'm just come here to live my regular life, but that's not what he called you for. That's not what he saved you for. He saved you for a work. He saved you for you to employ the skills and the gifts that he's given you to build up his kingdom. By the time we get to the 4th chapter, the resistance of the world, resistance of the other nations surrounding Jerusalem, the non-Israelite people who are living in Israel at that time, they've been harassing the Israelites. They've been getting what they want and treating them poorly, and so Nehemiah is sent back to build this wall. And they're coming after him with guns ablazing, with insults, with threats, with all these things. And he prays. He prays that God be on their side, and then he acts. And he gets the people back to working with this speech. We pick up in chapter 4 of Nehemiah on verse 14, and he looks to the people and he says this: I looked and arose and said to the nobles and to the officials and to the rest of the people, do not be afraid of them. Remember the Lord, who is great and awesome, and fight for your brothers, your sons, your daughters, your wives, and your homes. When our enemies heard that it was known to us and that God had frustrated their plan, we all returned to the wall, each to his work. And from that day on, half of my servants worked on construction, half held spears, shields, bows, and coats of mail, and the leaders stood behind the whole house of Judah, who were building on the wall. Those who carried burdens were loaded in such a way that each labored on the work with one hand and held his weapon on the other. That's probably the most famous, well-known verse about Nehemiah is the concept of the sword and the trowel. They worked with one hand and held a weapon in another. But we look at that. What is the metaphor for us as we struggle through life and as we carry through and we're building the kingdom of God in our homes, in our churches, and in our city? Is we have to be ready, we have to be building, but at the same time, there must be prudence in what we're doing. There must be prudence in understanding that there are people out there who will not stand for the expansion of the kingdom of God. They don't want to see it. There's forces. Ephesians tells us we fight not against flesh and blood, but against the powers and the rulers of the air, and there's forces outside of us that want to stop what we're trying to do, and we have to be ready to defend against that. Of course, in the New Testament, when we look, we're told that the scriptures are a dual-edged sword, and they're our defense. And so we have to be, every day that we labor, every day that we're carrying forward and we're trying to build the kingdom of God, we have to look and see, yes, we build with one hand. We carry our work every day. We do the labor God has sent us to do, whether you're in the oil fields, whether you're in the pecan orchards, or wherever you might be laboring today. Make sure you're carrying in that other hand the sword, the word of God with you, and carrying it and be ready to prepare to not only live it out, but to defend that way of life, to defend this kingdom that God has given us each and every day. I encourage you, turn and pray. Pray to God that what you're doing every day honors Him and glorifies Him and expands His kingdom, and that people around you can see His blessing in your life through the way you live. But at the same time, be prepared for those who will come against you when you stand upon truth. When you stand up and say, no, that's not true, that's not the right way, that's not how God said it should be, you will face enemies. They will push back. And our job is lovingly bear the sword of scriptures against any false ideologies, against any false teachings, against any lies about who we are and what we're doing. And that's our way forward. Every single day is a battle. Christian, you live inside of a battle. And I pray that you can see that, and that God equip you, and that you're tied with other people, with a church locally that helps build you up and equip you for that struggle each and every day. All right, Artesia, thanks for listening. Let's go ahead and we're going to go check on our weather. We'll come back and see what's going on around town.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty warm today, mid to upper 90s, and we should get sunshine, maybe a few clouds rolling in later on. It'll be cloudy overnight ahead of an incoming cold front. We'll drop to about 70 on the low, and then it will be a little cooler on Friday. We have a slight chance of some showers and thunderstorms. Afternoon high in the low 80s. Mix of sun and clouds and a few showers on Saturday and Sunday, highs around 80. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All right, Artesia, let's check out that weather. Hobbs, high of 94. Roswell, 95. Carlsbad, high 96. And Artesia, 95. Sunny and warm today. Looks like it's going to cool down this weekend, though. Starting tomorrow, only a high of 80. 83 Saturday and 87 on Sunday. Then it'll warm back up next week. Pretty nice mild weather. I'm enjoying it. Really am. Hey, let's see what's going on with our calendars here. What are you having for meals over at the Artesia Public Schools today? For breakfast, blueberry pancakes. Lunch, barbecue pork sandwich, potato salad, pickle spear, and a fruit cocktail. If you head over to the senior meal site today, for lunch, open-faced turkey sandwich, parsley potatoes, carrots, and an orange pineapple salad. At the Artesia Senior Center today, don't forget 9 o'clock, J&J Home Care Mini Physicals. If you want to get that done, you head on over there. And then a dance tonight, 7 to 9:30. Mari Lynn is DJing, and they'll have finger foods tonight. All right. Nothing still on the schedule for the library today, but let's see who's got a birthday. September 4th. Happy birthday, William Kahn, Rosa Valenzuela, Antonio Lira, and Larry Murphy. Larry Murphy. Happy birthday to all of you.
At First American Bank, we champion for you and your small business. Our dedicated business banking team offers you individualized financial solutions, lending expertise, innovative products, and personal attention. Our goal is to help you be ready for your next opportunity. Let us be your partner in growth and success, because when you succeed, we do too. First American Bank, your local first community bank since 1903. Equal housing lender.
Hocker & Sons of Artesia, a company specializing in excavation and construction, is proud to support and provide construction services to the people and businesses of Eddy County and the surrounding area. With their expert knowledge of the industry, Hocker & Sons is well equipped to offer top-level service and professionalism to all oil field businesses, commercial and private parties with excavation and construction needs. Call Hocker & Sons today at 575-365-3175 or visit their website at hockerandsons.com. Go Bulldogs!
Downtown Artesia is the place to be September 11th through the 13th for 3 nights of music, culture, and community. Thursday kicks off with New Mexico Heritage Night, mariachi, tejano, and local flavor. Friday's all about indie folk vibes. And Saturday, Red Dirt, Black Gold with headliner Cody Canada and The Departed. Gates open at 5, music starts at 6. Plus, interactive vendors, shopping, food, and cold drinks all weekend long. Bring your boots, bring your friends, and experience Artesia like never before. Full schedule at reddirtblackgold.com. A heartfelt thank you to the City of Artesia for making this event possible. Paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Searching for a church that honors God? Come to First Church Artesia at 4th and Grand. We're a family of believers putting Christ first, preaching the Bible with reverence and uniting all ages in family-integrated worship. Sundays at 10:45 a.m., experience the timeless truth and heartfelt praise. We're reaching Artesia with the good news, living all of Christ for all of life. Check out artesiareform.com or find us on Facebook, First Church Artesia, where faith thrives.
Injury, surgery, or illness can set you back, but you don't have to recover alone. At Artesia General Hospital, our rehabilitation services team provides physical, occupational, and speech therapy to help you regain strength, mobility, and confidence. Take the next step toward recovery. Call 575-736-8174 today to schedule an appointment and get back to living life to the fullest.
Hey Artesia, gear up in style at Bulldog Outfitters, your one-stop shop for all things Bulldogs. Under new ownership, Bulldog Outfitters has got you covered. Show your Artesia pride with gear that stands out, from t-shirts to hats and everything in between. Our team can make your ideas come to life. Open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 4:30 at 1409 West Main in Artesia. Custom orders? Call 575-736-4951. Bulldog Outfitters. Shop local, support local, and let's go Bulldogs.
School's back, and it's time to get your vehicle ready with back-to-school service specials at Tate Branch Auto Group. Get an oil change, brake inspection, tire rotation, multi-port check, and battery test, all starting at just $59.95 for gas, $69.95 for synthetic, and $99.99 for diesel. No appointment needed, and we're open on Saturdays to fit your schedule. Call 575-748-1317 or schedule online at TateBranchDodgeChryslerJeep.com. Experience the Tate difference, where service meets savings.
Pecos Valley Broadcasting has immediate entry and experience level and radio and live stream video sales executive positions open in Artesia and Carlsbad. You'll work with our amazing team to build and maintain accounts and dive into advertising and marketing promotions. Experience in sales is preferred and bilingual opportunities are available. Base guarantee plus bonuses and commissions. Apply now. Email your details or resume to hireme@pvbcradio.com. Take your career to the next level with Pecos Valley Broadcasting, an equal opportunity employer.
All right, Artesia. Hey, let's jump into our pile of flyers here. Let's see what's going on around our community. There is a Medicare seminar coming up today from 1 to 2:30 p.m. at the Green Chili Cafe there at the Artesia General Hospital. You can Go check that out. Learn the facts before open enrollment so you can make an informed decision about your health care coverage. They're going to be covering the 4 parts of Medicare, eligibility, and supplemental or advantage. That's, like I said, today at 1 to 2:30 at the Green Chili Cafe. And that'll be helpful. Managing healthcare is kind of a tough deal to do nowadays. There's so many options and so much out there. And from what I understand, Medicare is quite complicated. So if you don't understand it, you want to learn more about it, head on over there. Open enrollment season's coming up, and so you need to make some changes. You need to be advised about how to do it right. City of Carlsbad is holding a comprehensive plan update. They're having a public meeting tonight, 6 to 7:30 p.m. at the council chambers at 114 South Allegueno Street. They're going to have a draft comprehensive plan there available for public review, and it's on the website, carlsbadcomprehensiveplan.com. Check that out and go talk to the City of Carlsbad if you're interested, if you're in that area, if you do business up there and you want to know where they're headed. That'd be something good to go to. Let's see. Blood drive today here in Artesia from 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at Pecos Valley Production. The blood mobile will be out there at 501 South 1st Street from 10 to 1:30. Go give blood. I heard a funny joke yesterday. And anything you try to do, everything you do in your life, you should give 100%, unless it's giving blood. So, yeah, don't give 100% of that. All right, the Artesia 9/11 Memorial Golf Tournament is coming up Saturday, September 6th. This Saturday is the 9/11 Memorial Golf Tournament at the Artesia Country Club. Team sponsor is $600. That includes a 4-man team. And if you want to be a T-Box sponsor, it's $100. They're going to have breakfast burritos and lunch provided. The hole-in-one is going to be a $25,000 prize. And they're going to have 50-50 ball drops and mulligans for sale. If you're interested in being part of that golf tournament, all you got to do is call the Artesia Country Club Pro Shop to sign up. That's 575-746-6732. CASA is announcing they're looking for court-appointed special advocates. They're looking for volunteers at CASA. They're having a 2025 virtual training class. Sign up is available now. The actual date for the training date is this Saturday, September 6th at 9 a.m. And so if you would like to sign up for that training, if you're interested in being a CASA volunteer, all you got to do is head on over to eddycountycasa.org, eddycountycasa.org, or on Facebook at Eddy County CASA, and you can go and sign up for that training. Let's see. First Methodist Church of Artesia says, "Come one, come all." They're having their roundup this Saturday and Sunday, September 6th and 7th at 500 West Grand. Saturday begins at 4 p.m. There's going to be games and food. And then Sunday is their worship service at 10:15 a.m. If you'd like more information, you can call 575-746-3535. Legacy Coalition presents a biblical blueprint for grandparenting. We'll hear more about this in the third hour today. Led by Pastor George Posthumus with Larry Fowler. It's going to be Saturday, September 6th from 9 to noon at Grace Community Church in Roswell, New Mexico. And a complimentary breakfast will be served. So we'll hear more about that in the third hour, find out more about that event. The Dragonfly Festival is this weekend as well. Head up to Bitter Lake National Wildlife Refuge. They're going to be having all kinds of things about dragonflies. They're going to be having tours, and wildlife tours are available. Everything else. If you would like more information, or if you want to make reservations for this weekend, you can call 575-244-6256. Down to the last few days of the traveling dumpster. Let's see, when is the 7th? The 7th is Saturday. So you have between now and Saturday to take your trash over to the traveling dumpster, currently located at 10th and Memorial Drive Drop your stuff off there, and Artesia Clean and Beautiful will haul it off for you. If you like paw prints, the cheerleaders are still doing paw prints around town, so all you got to do is reach out to them, and they'll get those up for you. Let's see. The Carlsbad Arts Council is hosting their Mega Bingo. Mega Bingo this Sunday, September 7th, at 206 East Pecan Street in Carlsbad, New Mexico. Ticket price is $75 plus tax and fees, and it includes 18 games that you get to play. $10,000. They're gonna have over $10,000 worth of payouts. So it's going to be quite an event this weekend. 10% of all the proceeds go to support the 2026 Missoula Children Theater Summer Camp. Let's see, the next one up, Potter's House Christian Fellowship Church here in Artesia would like to announce that they're having an event called Move of God this Sunday, September 7th at 10:30 a.m. and at 6 p.m. And then Monday through Friday next week, 7 p.m. each night. It's going to be led by evangelist Scott Snellen, and it's located at 1302 West Chisholm Avenue here in Artesia. For more information, you can call 575-616-1371. All right. Carlsbad Coalition presents Not the Marijuana You Remember. The link between high-potency marijuana, psychosis, and suicide in adolescence. Looks like it's an event where they're going to be talking about marijuana, and it's put on by Carlsbad Coalition and the Youth THC Prevention. It's going to be happening Monday, September 8th, from noon to 1:30 p.m. at the Eddy County Training Center at 700 West Stevens Street. If you would like to be part of that, you can RSVP to reserve your seat at coalition.shirley@gmail.com. There are only 100 seats available. There will be a meal sponsored by Chevron. All right, let's see. Next up, Artesia Arts Council presents Adults Only Trivia Night next Wednesday. So this is like a first night. We're kicking off the 4-day events, everything around NCAR next week. Artesia Arts Council is going to be hosting the Adults Only Trivia Night. It's Wednesday, September 10th at 6 p.m. The doors open. Game begins at 7 p.m. If you would like to reserve your seat, there is limited space. So if you'd like to reserve your seat, you can reach out to the Ocotillo. You can give them a call at 575-746-4212 or go on to artesiaartscouncil.com. Next week, during the in-car stuff, the museum is going to be hosting the Black Wings American Dreams of Flight. It's a display. It's a setup for you to check out. It covers the Tuskegee Airmen, which were the first all-black air unit here in America, and they're going to be having a bunch of stuff about that. So if you want to head on over to 505 West Richardson Avenue, you can go see that, or you can check out more on artesiamuseum.org, or give them a call at 575-748-2390. 10th Annual Red Dirt Black Gold Music Festival, September 11th through 13th. There's going to be tons of bands and everything happening. United Way Food Distribution is coming up next. Let's see, I guess, that'll be next week. Next Friday, September 12th, in both Carlsbad and Artesia. And so if you need anybody that needs to go to that'll be next week. Saturday, September 13th is STEM Fun Day at the Southeastern New Mexico College. It happens from 11 to 1:30 p.m. in the Carlsbad Public Library. Learn and play at STEM Fun Day. Your mind and hands will be engaged with STEM activities for ages 5 to 16. For more information, you can contact Eric Dominguez at edominguez@senmc.edu. Don't forget, we're coming up, getting close to Homecoming, if you want to be in the homecoming parade, you have until the 18th to go over to the AHS front office and drop off your entry fee, your entry forms. There will be a $10 late fee for any late entries. The Artesia High School class of 65 would like to announce its 60th class reunion during homecoming weekend, Friday, September 26th and September 27th. If you'd like more information, you can contact Vicki at 575-308-9464. Our Lady of Grace would like to let you know about their Fall Fiesta and 5K happening at Guadalupe Park, September 20th through 21st. And it'll be Saturday from 11 to 10 and Sunday from 11 to 7. Live music, great food, games, and fun for the whole family. Also happening Saturday, September 20th, is the Glow-in-the-Dark Heart Walk and 5K hosted by the Artesia General Hospital and American Heart Association. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. from the Artesia General Hospital. If you'd like more information on that, contact Jackie at 575-736-8280. All right, I got quite a few more here, so I'm going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break and come back, and we'll finish up talking about a few other things in the next segment.
With your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. A traveling Smithsonian exhibit is coming to the Artesia Historical Museum next week. The exhibit is called Black Wings. It highlights the contributions of African Americans in aviation history. The exhibit will be on display beginning September 10th and will be up for the rest of this year. The Artesia Historical Museum is free admission. It's open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Give them a visit at 505 West Richardson. And Roswell police are investigating an armed robbery that took place at the Farmers Country Market, 2800 North Main Street. The incident Monday night when a white van pulled up outside the entrance to the store. RPD says 2 men got out of the van wearing masks. At least one of them pulled a gun. Both men took cash drawers from the registers. The white van was later found abandoned at West Country Club Road and North Washington Avenue. Turns out it had been stolen from a local church in Roswell. If you know anything, please call Roswell Police at 575-624-6770. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Here's a song for Lowell's Pharmacy, and when it's over, I'll explain why we're called the Family Pharmacy.
You and your family getting all the things you need, where personal service is always guaranteed. Prescriptions filled faster with dependability. That is why we're called the Family Pharmacy.
At Lowell's Pharmacy, we are called the Family Pharmacy. And let me spell it out for you. The F stands for fair prices and everything. The A is for accurate prescription service. M for the many professional services we provide. The I is for immediate service. L for the luxury of getting everything you need in just one place. And the Y is for you.
And that is why we're called the Family Pharmacy.
Lowell's Pharmacy, 612 North 13th, across from the hospital in the Artesia Professional Building. Lowell's Pharmacy.
It's time for the Eddy County Sports Report. Let's talk some boys soccer. We got a lot of games on a Friday afternoon. The Coyote Classic is going on in Roswell, among other tournaments. And Carlsbad and Artesia are involved in games. Carlsbad will be playing Mayfield at 4 o'clock tomorrow. They actually played on a Friday a couple weeks ago. Mayfield won that one 6-1. It's been rough going for the Cavemen. They lost last Saturday to Gadsden 10-0. They're 0-3 on the season. The Artesia Bulldogs, meanwhile, 5-2, and they'll be taking on Bernalillo Friday at 6. That's tomorrow, of course. And then Ruidoso Saturday at 9 a.m. They're coming off a 4-1 victory over Aztec. Cutter Summers, Joshua Vasquez, and Moses Corza all scored goals, and they all had assists in that game for Artesia. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at KSVP Radio, AM 990.
What was the first animal Google Street View hired to capture a place they couldn't access by car? Make your best guess. I'll give you the answer at the end. I'm Kim Commando. My newsletter's 5-star rated at Google and Trustpilot. Join a million who get it free at getkim.com. Google Street View has captured images of over 10 million miles of roads worldwide. You can flash back as far as Google has been collecting images in an area. Just open the Google Maps app and search for the address. At the bottom, tap that address and select the photo labeled Street View. While looking at a location in Street View, just tap anywhere on the image and then see more dates. This is so fun. It's a great way to see if that giant tree you used to climb is still standing, or if the new owners painted the house a wild color. Now the answer is a camel. That's right. It was loaded with Google's cameras that captured 62 miles of desert near Abu Dhabi and some of the world's biggest sand dunes. Wild, right? Get my newsletter at getkim.com. Tech is amazing, but it does take a toll on our lives. We're all guilty of spending hours just hunched over our screens, and those times of endless doom scrolling. It's not just draining your mind, it's aging your body too. That's why I take Native Path Collagen every single day. It helps replenish what your body loses over time by repairing joint and skin damage and restoring that youthful glow from the inside out. Outsmart the digital fatigue and take the supplement your tech-filled life needs, Native Path Collagen. Because screen time shouldn't show on your face. You'll feel the difference naturally with my 45% off deal. That's 45% off with free shipping and a free gift bundle. Here's what you need to do. Go to getnativepath.com/Kim. That's getnativepath.com/Kim. Get 45% off right now at getnativepath.com/Kim.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Individual results may vary.
Turpin & Son Mortuary of Artesia presents a listing of today's obituaries. We have one reminder and one new obituary today. Reminder for Jean Brown, 88, of Artesia, who went home to be with the Lord on August 14th. A memorial service to honor Jean's life will be held at 10 a.m. on Friday, September 5th at Turpin & Son Mortuary. A new obituary. It is with deep sorrow and heavy hearts that we announce the passing of Garrett Walter Romine, who was taken from us far too soon. Although his time with us was brief, his impact on everyone who knew him was immeasurable. A celebration of life will be held for Garrett Walter Romine at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, September 10th at Faith Baptist Church. Officiating the service will be Michael Duff. Garrett, 24, passed away on August 30th in Artesia. He was born October 17th in the year 2000 to Gary and Letitia Romine in Cortez, Colorado. Cremation will take place under the direct care of Turpin & Son Mortuary. Garrett, a protector by nature and by choice, Garrett lived a life defined by strength, loyalty, and quiet, unwavering courage. No matter the battle, he always came prepared. To those who had the honor of knowing him, Garrett was a steady presence, a shield in the storm, the first to step in, the last to leave anyone behind. He stood guard not just with his words or action, but with a kind of love that made others feel safe simply by being near. Whether he was defending a friend, standing up for what was right, or simply offering a steady hand in a moment of need, Garrett gave everything he had to anyone who needed it. His protection came not from duty, but from a love, a deep, fierce love for his family, his friend, and even strangers who needed someone to stand in their corner. Though we feel his absence profoundly, we carry his legacy in the way we look out for one another, in the courage we summon when it's hard to be brave, and in the love we offer without condition. You were our shield, our strength, and our quiet guardian. You are missed beyond words. Garrett is preceded in death by his grandma Virgie Romine, Uncle Bo Derrick, and his beloved dog Maxine. Those left to cherish his memory is his mother Letitia Romine, father Gary Romine, sister Sydney Ryan, husband Lance, brother Tyler Romine, girlfriend Riley Kennebrew, nephews Augustus and Calden, baby Trays, grandparents David Romine, Tony and Scott Robinson, Wayne and Dana Derrick, numerous aunts and uncles, and dearest friends Jessica Hagedorn, Ronnie Ellis, Angela Nelson, and A.J. Flores. This listing has been presented as a service by Turpin & Son Mortuary of Artesia. We make it personal.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty warm today, mid to upper 90s, and we should get sunshine, maybe a few clouds rolling in later on. It'll be cloudy overnight ahead of an incoming cold front. We'll drop to about 70 on the low, and then it will be a little cooler on Friday. We have a slight chance of some showers and thunderstorms. Afternoon high in the low 80s. Mix of sun and clouds and a few showers on Saturday and Sunday. Highs around 80. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. Hey, let's continue digging into our events pile here and see what else is going on. Landon, the next up on the Generals Cup, the 14th Annual Scholarship Golf Tournament and Gala at New Mexico Military Institute, happening Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, September 19th through 21st. If you're interested and want to be part of that tournament, I was talking to a friend about it last night. Apparently, that's a pretty big tournament. 3 days. There's some pretty fierce competition on this one. So if you want to be part of that, you can reach out to NIMI at 575-624-8240. The Brittany Hope 4th Annual Dink Victorious Pickleball Tournament is happening Saturday and Sunday, September 20th and 21st at the Carlsbad Pickle Courts. Registration is only $60 per team. They're going to have men's and women's mixed teams, as well as intermediate and advanced brackets. All you got to do is reach out 575-941-2022. Southeastern New Mexico College is celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month celebration by having a special guest speaker, the Space Latina Zaida Hernandez. She is a Latina space engineer and children's book author, currently working as an engineer at NASA Johnson Space Center, focusing on lunar architecture. So that's going to be happening Wednesday, September 24th, from 12 to 1 p.m. there at Southeastern New Mexico College. Free and open to everyone, and there will be food provided. Friends of Artesia Public Library are announcing their annual book sale. It's coming up this September 26th and September 27th, beginning at 9 a.m. both days. They're at the Artesia Public Library meeting room. $1 per book, $5 per bag, $10 for a small box, and $15 for a medium or large box. So if you want to score some books, you can head on over there and get that. All right, that's everything on my primary pile, but there's a couple things I see setting up here that I want to announce. Don't forget, we talked about this the other day, but tonight, Thursday, September 4th, tonight from 5 to p.m., over here on 4th Street, 4th and Main, here in Artesia, J.S. Warden's son is holding the Party of the Century. This is their 100th anniversary celebration. There's going to be local food, DJ, family-friendly entertainment, and plenty of small-town charm. So if you want to come out and celebrate with J.S. Warden's son, a 100-year-old business here in Artesia, that's pretty awesome. So go out there and celebrate with them this evening. And the Artesia Downtown Lions Club wants to announce that they're having their tailgate party Friday, September 5th, so tomorrow night at the football game. September 5th, our game against Centennial High School. The Downtown Lions Club is going to be hosting their tailgate party over on Bulldog Boulevard in that circle by the auditorium. It's 4 to 6:30 p.m. It's only $12 per meal, and you're going to get hamburgers, chips, drink, and a dessert. All right, I think that takes care of all the stuff I have in my pile. So now for a personal announcement. Hey, I've been talking widely about our upcoming in-car stuff and our skydiving operation next week. Well, people always ask me, they say, hey, Scott, why would you jump out of a perfectly good airplane? And I always tell them, if you think I'm jumping out of perfectly good airplanes, you've never spoke to an airplane mechanic. Airplanes are fraught with trouble. It's kind of almost unnatural thing for a big metal tube to fly through the sky. And because of that, there's always trouble with aircraft. Well, the company that we had coming, New Mexico Skydive, has run into a massive problem with their aircraft and will be unable to conduct skydive operations next week. And because of that, we reached out. We found another group, another company, and they're willing to pick up the slack. A company called Viva Skydive out of Belen, New Mexico. Some really great folks. I went skydive with them last week. Check them out. And they're willing to come in, but they can only come Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday of next week. So we had a whole week of skydiving planned. We're cutting it down to 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so if you want to go take a tandem skydive, and they're bringing down, because it's a shorter window, they're bringing down, and I think they're bringing down 2 airplanes, and they're bringing down extra instructors so we can get more people in quicker and faster, and we can get a lot more skydiving done during those 3 days. So if you want to be part of that, what I'm going to tell you to do is go to the Artesia Chamber of Commerce website. Go to their website, and if you go, I had it pulled up, and now I'm not going to be able to find it quickly. If you go on over to their page and you click at the very top of the page, you'll see Gear Up for Air Races. Click on that, scroll down, and you will see Viva Skydive. Click that. It takes you to a link where you can go in and book your skydive. Price is still the same, $330 for a tandem skydive. And of course it's extra if you want the video and everything to go with it. They do charge extra for that because they got to put extra people up there, video editing and stuff. But $330, and you too can jump out of a perfectly good airplane. So we invite you to come out, spread the word, keep an eye on Artesia Chambers social media. They're going to be putting out a bunch of stuff. I'll be sending out a bunch of stuff on social media. We'll try to get the word out to everybody. Here's the deal. If you already booked with New Mexico Skydive, go check out your booking. Go check your email. It looks to me they should be issuing a refund, or they should be canceling your operation. And if I'm understanding correctly, what has happened is there was a $50 deposit on it, and I'm not sure if that's getting refunded or not. So what I'm going to tell you is this: if you've already booked with them, and you're having trouble rebooking, or you're having trouble with them, give me a call. My number is 575-513-2117. 575-513-2117, and we'll do everything we can to make this right. I apologize, but if you know, I can tell you from a guy who's been in this world for 20 years, this is not unsurprising. Aircraft break down, aircraft have maintenance issues. And especially in an area like this where, you know, there's not a ton of airplane mechanics and people to fix things and all kinds of stuff. So we've adjusted. We've made a shift, and we're doing everything we can to make this a successful event. We want you to come out and enjoy the sport with us. It's a ton of fun. I'll be out there. Hopefully, you know, maybe we can get on a plane together and we can all go up and skydive, depending on how many seats are available in each aircraft each time. And I'll be out there trying to get some sky in too. So it's a lot of fun, and I don't want you guys to miss out on it. And so we've done everything we can to make this right and get people going and get them up in the air. All right, let's see. Is there anything else going on? Hey, we got some guests coming in next hour. We'll be talking to the rec center specialists. They're going to be coming in, tell us what they've got going on. And maybe some other guests that we're trying to line up for the next hour. But I want to share with you, we got a few minutes. Gene sent me a link to a Pinion Post article. I've told you guys in the past, if you haven't checked out Pinion Post, I think you can find them at pinionpost.com. It's a great little online magazine news website that is run by one of the state representatives, and Representative Block. I can't think of his first name right now, But he covers a lot of stuff, and he put out an article, I guess, yesterday. A couple days ago, I guess, and we just missed it. So if you live in, let's see, it's New Mexico's 3rd Congressional District, which encompasses Artesia, but also it goes all the way up and covers Santa Fe and like all the northern part of the state as well. This is some of that Democratic gerrymandering that happened where they decided to take that northern district and come down and scoop us and Hobbs and some other parts of the southern county to break up the Republican stronghold down here. So right now our current representative is Teresa Fernandez, and she's been in that office since 2018. But State Representative Martin Zamora, who is in the New Mexico House, he has filed paperwork with the Federal Election Commission to run against her. So we have looks like we have a Republican candidate that's going to go up against her in 2026. And so that's good news. We've got somebody that's going to step up and going to fight back and try to break this massive Democratic stronghold we have on the state of New Mexico. I think I've pointed it out before. 44% of the state of New Mexico voted Republican, but we have 0 representatives in the federal House of Representatives. We have both of our senators are Democrats. Overwhelming majority of Democrats in the state House and Senate, and a Democratic governor. So obviously there's something going on here, right? It's just not possible that almost half the state is Republican, and we have no Republican representation at the federal level and limited here at the state level. So you can look at the maps, you can see how kind of twisted it is. I was reading through the article and I was quite interested. Mr. Zamora, well, I'll have to tell you more in the next hour because it looks like I'm out of time. We'll have to run this final commercial break, and we'll come back after these messages.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. U.S. employers posted 7.2 million job vacancies in July. The Labor Department reported Wednesday that job openings fell from 7.4 million in June and came in modestly below what economists had forecast. ConocoPhillips is planning to lay off up to a quarter of its workforce, noting that 20% to 25% of the company's employees and contractors would be impacted worldwide. Newsmax filed a lawsuit Wednesday accusing conservative media giant Fox News of acting as a monopoly and suppressing its right-leaning competitors. The suit alleges Fox uses multiple strategies to coerce distributors into not carrying or into marginalizing other right-leaning news channels. Toyota says it will invest 680 million euros, $792 million, on a new production line in the Czech Republic to make a battery electric car. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Attention high school students and parents. Now is the time to make your plans to come visit the most affordable university in the Southwest, Eastern New Mexico University. ENMU is hosting our annual high school open house preview day on Saturday, October 18th. Come learn about scholarships, discover majors, talk with current students and faculty, and win some great prizes. Sign up today at enmu.edu/open house. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success. That's what we're about.
KCLT is the leader in surface rental equipment and customer service throughout the Permian Basin. With yards in Artesia and Monahans, Texas, you can count on KCLT to work 24/7, 7 days a week. Their professional mechanics are always out in the field and are Dort certified. KCLT is there to make sure your site is ready when you are ready and can certify your man lift and forklift operators on site or in our yards. Save KCLT in your contacts, 575-308-8647. Surface rental equipment all in one place. KCLT, helping you keep America running. Proud supporter of the Artesia Bulldogs.
When was the last time you had some really delicious homemade ice cream? That long, huh? Well, satisfy that craving with Ensemble Tea Treats homemade ice cream, now available at La Fonda Restaurant in downtown Artesia. Ensemble Tea is a local company, so it's good ice cream and you're supporting our community businesses. Come try some homemade Ensemble Tea ice cream today at La Fonda Restaurant in downtown Artesia.
Enough water to cover Earth? This is Ken Ham, CEO of the fun, family-friendly Creation Museum in Kentucky. Many skeptics claim there's no way there's enough water to cover the whole Earth for a global flood. But the pre-flood world didn't have the same mountains. Many mountains are full of fossils, which means they were formed during the flood. And the Bible says much of the water came from inside the Earth. And there's actually evidence there's still more water under the Earth than on it. Most geologists believe there was a global flood on Mars, and yet there's no liquid water there today. And they reject the idea of a global flood on a planet covered with 70% water. The problem? It isn't the evidence, it's simply they're rejecting the truth of God's word in Genesis.
Want to learn more about God's Word and science? Visit our website at AnswersRadio.com and listen to this program again at AnswersRadio.com.
This is KSVP and K229AS Artesia.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rex Thomason. Florida's top public health officer says his state is through with vaccination requirements for kids.
Florida is phasing out all childhood vaccine mandates in the state. State Surgeon General Dr. Joseph Ladapo called current requirements in schools and elsewhere an immoral intrusion on people's rights bordering on, quote, slavery, unquote. He also said it hurts parents' ability to make health decisions for their children. The state health department can scrap its own rules for some vaccine mandates, but others would require action by the Florida legislature. He didn't specify any particular vaccines, but repeated several times that the effort would end all of them. I'm Haya Panjwani.
Health Secretary RFK Jr. is before a Senate panel today. Democrats expected to bring up recent firings and resignations at the CDC. China's foreign ministry says North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un will have a meeting with Chinese President Xi in Beijing. China and Russia, North Korea, and India made a big show of solidarity at a military parade in Beijing the other day. President Trump taking a wait-and-see approach.
I understood the reason they were doing it, and they were hoping I was watching, and I was watching. My relationship with all of them is very good. We're going to find out how good it is over the next week or two.
Israel's dismissing as spin a Hamas hostage release proposal. It hinges on Israel agreeing to end the war in Gaza. Israel demands Hamas's surrender and disarmament, something the terror group has not agreed to. Legislation allowing Texans to sue out-of-state abortion pill providers for up to $100,000 has been passed by lawmakers and sent to Governor Greg Abbott. Backers see it as a way to halt medication abortions still available despite being illegal in Texas. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 65 points, NASDAQ ahead 27. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-226-5454. That's 800-226-5454. 800-226-5454.
The death toll in a streetcar crash in Lisbon, Portugal has risen to 17. The BBC's Alison Roberts in Lisbon says 2 of the injured died overnight in the hospital.
It's one of the Lisbon's iconic canary yellow ancient means of transport. This one has been operated since 1885, and there are another couple of ones of similar age which are not going to be operating today. The mayor has ordered that they should be suspended. But yes, this is right in the centre of Lisbon and very much a draw for tourists and used by locals as well.
It's a national day of mourning in Portugal. Nearly 300,000 people have been evacuated over the past 48 hours from flood-ravaged areas of Pakistan's eastern Punjab province. It brings the total number displaced since last month to 1.3 million. Authorities struggling to divert overflowing rivers onto farmlands to protect major cities in the region. News and analysis, townhall.com. Some of those who lost loved ones in plane crashes are urging a Texas judge to reject a deal that would allow aerospace giant Boeing to avoid criminal prosecution.
That's in reference to a couple of 737 MAX crashes in 2018 and 2019 that killed a total of 346 people. Now, the judge is considering whether to dismiss the criminal case against Boeing. The company has agreed to pay $1.1 billion in fines and compensation. Some families want a public trial and oppose the agreement, while others support it. The judge's decision will come at a later date. Jason Walker reporting.
Republican and Democratic lawmakers on Capitol Hill who agree on little else are rallying support for a bill that would prohibit members of Congress and their families from owning and trading stocks. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hi, this is Holly from Nell's Floral in Artesia, and we are so happy to be the new florist for the KSVIP. If you know someone who is having a special day or event, a birthday, anniversary, or something big is happening in their life, let's make them the KSVIP. On their day, we'll say something on the radio about your special person, and they will receive a beautiful flower from Nell's Floral. So call KSVP at 575-746-2751 and nominate your KSVIP.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. Hey, let's while we wait for our first guest to come in, we're going to have some representatives coming in from the rec center, letting us know what's going on over there. I wanted to continue a little bit. I realized I ran up against commercial last hour. It looked like, oh, I got to play all those commercials still. So I got those in, but I want to go back. So what I was talking about before the turn of the hour is there's a gentleman by the name of Representative Zamora, Martin Zamora. He's out of Clovis, and he has put in his hat in the ring to run for our 3rd congressional district representative. It's a national level representative. Currently a seat held by Teresa, oh goodness, I lost her last name, Teresa Fernandez. And so we got a race, and just taking a look a little bit, there was a write-up about Representative Martin Zamora and a little bit of an interview with him. And he goes, you know, I'm not running against anyone or anything else. He says, I'm running because I believe God has put me in this place with the opportunity to serve, and it's now, and I'm going to step up to the plate. And I think that's a great way to look at it and to think about it, because you know they you know, if you're just there to run against a person, but he's running because he wants to make a difference. He's running because he wants to be a force of good within the community. And so he's a farmer and rancher by trade, and he won his first seat in the state representative in 2018. And so he's sorry, I'm getting phone calls right in the middle of this, and I'm like, stop it, I can't see. He's wanting to run a couple of things. Right now he sits on the House Agriculture and Water Resources Committee, and he has consistently opposed the state budget. He's pushed, unsuccessfully as it may be, he has pushed to allow public dollars for homeschool and private schooling. So he believes in freedom of education, that not that everybody should be captured into one specific system. And so he's there, and he's in the midst of this, and he's going to run, and we're looking forward to it. The article points out, though, it is going to be a tough run. The Democrats hold a 14-point registration advantage in the district. So what does that mean? It means 14% more. 14% more people are Democrat registered in this district than there are Republican. So does that mean we should just give up? Or no, it means what we should do is we need to get out. We need to get more people registered. We need to talk to people. We need to get more people to the polls. And we have to fight in order to win. We can't just rely on the natural numbers. And so that's what we're going to have to do. All right. Hey, Artesia, we're going to go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, we'll be joined by the Artesia Rec Center.
Weather this hour is brought to you by Bob Reed Pest Control. Protect your home from pests that invade. Find them online at bobreedpestcontrol.com or call today 575-623-5344. Serving all of southeast New Mexico.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty warm today, mid to upper 90s, and we should get sunshine, maybe a few clouds rolling in later on. It'll be cloudy overnight ahead of an incoming cold front. We'll drop to about 70 on the low, and then it will be a little cooler on Friday. We have a slight chance of some showers and thunderstorms. Afternoon high in the low 80s. Mix of sun and clouds and a few showers on Saturday and Sunday, highs around 80. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's one of those things we've all had on our mind. No matter how much we want to ignore it, we all know that wisdom teeth can cause pain, teeth crowding, and even infection. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental. I am proud to be a part of an outstanding team who understands your concerns when considering wisdom teeth removal. Call us today and let our staff walk you through the process so that you are confident and prepared for your wisdom teeth removal. And don't worry, we have sedation dentistry options so that you can rest and feel at ease.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental. Call 575-622-4455.
Looking for power, performance, and a whole lot of game day style? Come to Major Supply, your one-stop shop for industrial goods and outdoor gear. With the brands you trust, Milwaukee, Rigid, and much more. Built for the job site and tough enough for any task. And when the work's done, gear up for game day with team apparel, sunglasses, and all the sporting equipment you need to play hard and cheer harder. Tools, threads, and everything in between. Stop by today at 1808 South 1st in Artesia or check them out online at MajorSupplyLLC.com.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like the Kubota L-Series compact tractor, the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., C-Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Right now, get select L2502 series for as low as $21,999 or $325 per month. Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit your local Kubota dealer, Amigo Machinery at 2801 Southeast Main Street in Roswell.
Downtown Artesia is the place to be September 11th through the 13th for 3 nights of music, culture, and community. Thursday kicks off with New Mexico Heritage Night, mariachi, tejano, and local flavor. Friday's all about indie folk vibes. And Saturday, Red Dirt, Black Gold with headliner Cody Canada and The Departed. Gates open at 5, music starts at 6. Plus, interactive vendors, shopping, food, and cold drinks all weekend long. Bring your boots, bring your friends, and experience Artesia like never before. Full schedule at reddirtblackgold.com. A heartfelt thank you to the City of Artesia for making this event possible. Paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Hey, Bulldog Athletics and fans. Ready to fuel up after the big game? Schlotzsky's in Artesia has the mouth-watering favorites you crave. From our bold sandwiches stacked high to crisp, fresh salads, piping hot pizzas, and fully loaded calzones. There's something for every Bulldog appetite. So whether you're gearing up to play or cheering from the stands, power your Bulldog pride with flavor that always wins. Schlotsky's Artesia, fueling Bulldog athletes and fans, one bite at a time.
Travis Hicks, Richland Auto Group. Don't forget to make your way to the airport September 10th through 14th to see an awesome exhibition of high-flying speed and agility at the Roswell Air Races. In addition to the wonders in the air, there'll be food and games for the kids, as well as educational displays and demonstrations. This event has been a hit for some 50 years in Reno, Nevada. We're glad that they picked Roswell to be their new home, and we need to support the event. As such, the first 10 people to either of our Richland locations who says, I believe in Richland's powertrain warranty for life, will receive 2 tickets for one of the shows and will be entered in a drawing to win a family day at the races, complete with food, shade, a trip to one of the pylons, and some Richland swag. So get your tickets now for the greatest show in Roswell, the Roswell Air Races, September 10th through the 14th at the airport.
Wouldn't you love more quality family time? But everyone has their noses in their phones and tablets. With PVT Experience IQ, you can enjoy screen-free family time. Pause all internet-connected devices to enjoy a board game or talk around the dinner table. With Experience IQ in the PVT Connect IQ app from PVT in Southeast New Mexico, you can enjoy more family time. Visit the PVT website at pvt.com to find out if you can get PVT Internet.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. Hey, we're joined now by Heather Silva and Lisa Davis from the Rec Center. How are y'all doing?
Doing well, Scott. How are you?
How is the Rec Center doing?
Good. We've been busy.
Busy?
Yeah, football officially started Monday.
Oh, that's right.
Tuesday,
yeah,
that was
flag
a lie.
football.
Yes.
Did you guys get a full, like a bunch of teams? You guys got a lot of
Yes,
people?
we
Did you find
do.
coaches?
Yes.
Last time you were in, you're like, we need coaches.
Yeah, some coaches stepped up to coach 2 teams, which is amazing.
Oh, wow. That
Yes.
is. How do they do that when they end up playing against each other?
They're just going to take different sides.
Run back and forth
Yeah.
across the sidelines.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's great to hear. You guys, so flag football is officially underway here in
And cheer.
Artesia.
Yes,
and
cheer.
the kids seem to be enjoying it.
Yes. Yeah. We had the first game's Tuesday night. I misspoke because Monday was a holiday.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it was 5th and 6th graders are playing on Tuesdays.
Mhm.
1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th are playing on Mondays. So,
Okay.
Yeah, we had about, I
Awesome.
think, 261
Wow.
kids total register.
That's impressive turnout.
And we have 60, I want to say
65.
65 cheerleaders.
Which almost
is,
a half there.
Yeah. It's pretty good turnout, though.
Awesome. That is
Yeah.
really, really cool. So, so we got the kids playing flag football. You got cheerleading and all of that. What else is happening over at the Rec Center?
Next week, we're starting registration for the after-school program.
Yeah. Okay. So after school program starts here. Registration starts.
We're going to start registrations on Monday.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when does the actual program begin?
We're looking at the end of September, probably
Okay.
I think the 29th or maybe the very beginning of October.
Very
just so
beginning
we have
of
time to get enough
October.
registered and
Okay.
Yeah.
And what all does that program entail?
The kids will come to us after school.
Uh-huh.
Parents have to provide the ride until 5 p.m. is pickup. We spend time with them. We'll do homework, snacks, play games, do some life skills. Just
Okay.
yeah, a little bit of time in between after school and
Yeah.
parent pickup.
So to get off school, how late can they stay up there? Or
They
how
have to
Till
be
5.
picked up by 5.
They have to be picked up by 5. So just a little bit of time, about
Just
an
a
hour and a
little bit.
half or so.
Mhm.
And, well, that'll be good. And it's a little more socialization, hanging out and learning
Right.
a few things. Get some help with their homework. That's great. Heather will come do all your homework for you.
I don't know about all that. No guarantees. 2 + 2 is fish.
There you go. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that things are going well over there. And what else is on the plate for this fall, though? You got football going. We got some other sports. Basketball's
coming up. I look for registration dates probably in November. Girls basketball is first, then we do boys and co-ed.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so they don't run concurrent, or?
Girls and boys do not. Girls come first just because there's so many participants usually, and at the moment still not enough space.
Yeah, not enough space and coaches and all of that stuff. So, okay. So we'll be having girls basketball, guys, and then a co-ed basketball.
I think co-ed runs congruently with
the boys.
With boys, I believe
okay. Okay. So the girls rule basketball then.
Usually,
That's fine. The boys are just worn out from football. You know, they don't.
They get a small break.
They're like, I'm tired. You know, I don't want to do basketball as well. Right. Awesome. So you guys got that going on, and then what? You guys got regular operating hours during school? Like during the day, is it open for littles or anything like that? You guys got going on?
Yeah, the quilters come on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Yeah, they take up some space, and I mean utilize the space obviously, and they're a lot of fun just making all their quilts and.
Do they got big quilting machines over there or something?
They bring in all of their stuff.
They bring it with them, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
They lug it around. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. But that's a good wide open space, clean floors, so stuff can hang off.
Right.
And,
Yep.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That
and
makes
then
sense.
Aspire comes.
Aspire comes and utilizes our rooms and hangs out with us sometimes.
And what's Aspire? What do they do?
They are the special needs program for adults.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Half time I act like I'm asking for everybody else, but I really just.
We're all learning together.
I don't know. I've heard that before and I forget.
Yeah.
So, well, that's cool.
Yeah, they come in and they use the gym and the art room.
Utilize
and
the gym and stuff.
Yeah,
okay.
Have all kinds of fun there.
Well, that's awesome. So you guys have got quite a bit going on, staying busy.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm watching the progress on the new building. It's
coming along.
Day by day.
Yeah.
It was funny when they poured the slab. I don't know if you guys felt like this. When they poured the slab, I'm like, well, that ain't very big.
Right.
You know, I was like looking at it, I'm like, all that talk, and it's just this little, and now the building's going up.
Like,
you're like, holy cow, that thing is enormous.
Yep.
So
that's going
to be a really big building, absolutely beautiful. So we're all excited about that coming out. Any other programs that are offered that you want the people to know about? We're moving into the school year, so we shift out of that summer mode and now into the fall mode. And
the gym is open daily for people to come, and we have people come and shoot hoops and just throughout the day. Yeah.
Okay.
If they have any questions, come in and talk to us about various things. And
so if anybody else wants to go, just go over play basketball or hang out, or it's a good place to do that. So
yes, sir.
Okay. Well, what else? It's on you guys. It's your program. I don't know much. What do you guys want to share or talk about?
We're still learning also.
Right. Yes.
Jay goes, you guys are going to do it.
Yes. Yes.
She threw you under the bus.
We can all laugh about it later.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, you guys keep up the good work. It's really, really impressive what you guys do over there, and it's a great service you offer the community. Any way anybody can, any help you need from the community or anything people can do to chip in or anything like that?
Really volunteering in our sports program is a great way to get just involved in the community and see how things run from the inside out. It's actually pretty nice. We try to stay in great communication with everyone. We could actually use a couple more refs this year for flag football if anyone wanted to help out. Yeah.
So if you're good at blowing a whistle and yelling at people,
running up and down a field for about 70 yards back and forth, a couple times a week.
Yeah. And that's a good question. Where are they playing football at? So if people want to go watch, it's out at JC?
It's out at JC Park.
JC Park on the football fields out there?
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. Well, that is great. You guys keep up the amazing work. We appreciate everything you guys do out there. And if people want to sign up for, football's too late. It's already going. So can't sign up for it.
Correct.
But if anybody wants to volunteer or anything else, what's the contact information? Who do they reach out to?
You can call my office. It's 746-5058.
Okay.
I don't know hers off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't either.
I don't ever call myself.
I'm very new.
So call up there, talk to Heather if you want to get involved
anytime,
and stop in and help or anything.
And we have men's basketball tonight, every Thursday from 5:30 to 8. Sorry,
Yeah, just trying to remember some
all
of the
that
normal
talk.
the normal stuff. So men's basketball happens every Thursday, 5:30 to 8.
It's moved to Thursdays now, yes.
Okay. Any other ongoing? Ladies don't get anything?
We did try. We're trying. If enough
Trying?
ladies can get together to, come play a couple of teams.
So it's funny
we
when they're
could
little girls.
try our best.
When it's little girls, they run basketball, but when they all get older, nobody wants to play basketball.
Life happens.
All right, awesome. Okay, well, ladies, keep up the good work. Thank you so much for coming in, and we appreciate everything you're doing.
Thank you, Scott.
All right, God bless.
With your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo. A traveling Smithsonian exhibit is coming to the Artesia Historical Museum next week. The exhibit is called Black Wings. It highlights the contributions of African Americans in aviation history. The exhibit will be on display beginning September 10th and will be up for the rest of this year. The Artesia Historical Museum is free admission. It's open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Give them a visit at 505 West Richardson. And Roswell police are investigating an armed robbery that took place at the Farmers Country Market, 2800 North Main Street. The incident Monday night when a white van pulled up outside the entrance to the store. RPD says 2 men got out of the van wearing masks. At least one of them pulled a gun. Both men took cash drawers from the registers. The white van was later found abandoned at West Country Club Road and North Washington Avenue. Turns out it had been stolen from a local church in Roswell. If you know anything, please call Roswell Police at 575-624-6770. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
All across America, this is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
Good morning. Tech stocks came back in favor, and the NASDAQ, home to many tech stocks, has been higher. But uncertainty about the economy limits gains in some other stocks. The Federal Reserve's periodic report on the entire U.S. economy says the economy held together over the summer, but not without stress for consumers who are facing higher prices and fewer job market opportunities. Wages are failing to keep up with price increases. Retailers and hospitality businesses are increasingly turning to discounts, and auto service firms notice more people seeking to repair older vehicles. The number of job openings fell more than usual, although more than 5 million job seekers did get hired in July. Salesforce says they've laid off 4,000 employees, partly because they're using AI agents for customer service. Salesforce stock is down 23% year to date. The NFL football season officially starts tonight, and NBC Universal says they'll make the most from ads ever. And ads for the Super Bowl are already sold out. With business, I'm Joe Connolly.
This is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
What if the future of finance wasn't built around averages, but around you? At Abacus Global Management, we're reshaping financial planning around the most personal data point, your lifespan. But it's more than just insight, it's control. As a technology-driven asset manager, we're empowering investors with an integrated system to take command of your time, your future, your financial destiny. This is a new era of investing. Take control at abacusgm.com.
Happy game day with your Cowboys Report. I'm Christy Scales in downtown Philadelphia, where Coach Schottenheimer shares a preview of his message to the team ahead of tonight's big Cowboys-Eagles clash right after this.
Cowboys Nation is big because everything's bigger in Texas. And Reliant has the energy to power it all. From home field advantage to home sweet home, Reliant has Dallas Cowboys fans all across the Lone Star State covered for every electric moment this season and beyond. Reliant, proud to be the official energy provider of your Dallas Cowboys.
Reliant, PUCT number 10007.
Becky Hammond on inspiration.
I hope it's an inspiration to girls out there, being the first woman to coach an NBA team. But I've always been more inspired by the future, not by what I've done, but by what's coming next.
What do you want to do next? Whether it's buying a home, growing your wealth, or protecting your assets, SWBC is here to support your next steps toward financial success with personalized service and expert advice.
Visit SWBC.com to take the next step toward your financial future.
The Brian Schottenheimer era of Cowboys football begins tonight in Philly as the Eagles hang their Super Bowl banner just before kickoff. So what will the new Cowboys head coach message be to his team?
every game we play is just another championship opportunity. We get a chance to go out there against the Eagles. You don't get extra credit for beating the Eagles in Philly on prime time than you do for beating the Giants at noon in AT&T Stadium. So what I don't want these guys to do is go in there and try so hard. Oh, we're playing the Eagles. I'm going to do so hard. They're going to make mistakes if they do that. Play free. It's football. Fly around. Just run to the football. Celebrate. Have fun. We're guaranteed 17 of these. This is the first one of them. That's kind of going to be my message.
Kickoff tonight is 7:20 Central, right here on your radio home for the boys. With your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty warm today, mid to upper 90s, and we should get sunshine, maybe a few clouds rolling in later on. It'll be cloudy overnight ahead of an incoming cold front. We'll drop to about 70 on the low, and then it will be a little cooler on Friday. We have a slight chance of some showers and thunderstorms. Afternoon high in the low 80s. Mix of sun and clouds and a few showers on Saturday and Sunday, highs around 80. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. Hey, look at that weather. Hobbs, high of 94. Roswell, 95. Carlsbad, 96. Artesia, 95. Nice warm day. Like I said earlier, it's cooling down tomorrow. Yesterday, we had a high of 94 and a low of 62. Last year at this time, it was only 77 degrees with a low of 61. Soil temps today, 98, a high of 98, and a low of 86. All right. So, let's see what's going on in the wide world of sports. Jeff's going to come in here and join us. We're going to visit a little bit. We'll maybe talk a little bit about what's going on in the football game tomorrow. And I was looking for some headlines. I was coming in this morning and listening to, I always like to listen to the Fox News headlines. Like if you go to YouTube, you can just listen to the headlines. So you don't have to listen to hours upon hours of news. I can just get the little snippets of what the headlines were and move on. I don't have to get sucked into hours and hours of speculation and all of that as people. Ooh, that mic's a little bit hot there. Let me pull that down just a hair.
Roger.
Yeah, there we go. All right, and I'm not Roger.
What's your vector, Victor?
So anyway, I was saying, I was listening to the headlines and stuff like that, and I got a kick out of a little snippet that they did. So yesterday, I guess, China had Putin, so it had India and North Korea and Russia over for lunch. And decided to throw a big giant parade and all this and that, like the communists are wont to do, and they're impressive. I'm telling you, they look torturous as a military guy. It looks completely torturous. I'm like the way they march and the massive all that, but it is quite amazing pageantry. But it was funny because they were pointing out on the news, like if you went and watched the coverage on CNN or what's that? The Communist News Network, the Clinton News Network, and MSDNC, all of them, they're going on about how amazing it is, and look at the show of strength and so on, and they're just so majestic, and like they were comparing like when Trump had a parade, which I'm going to admit was pitiful. That was a sad parade. When Trump had a parade, they're all like, look at him, he's a horrible dictator, he's such an evil man, blah, blah, blah. But here they are like praising the Chinese and the Russians. And I'm like, and then the next segment I'm watching is how the Dems are having a complete meltdown and they're on the wrong side of everything.
Oh, yeah.
It blows my mind. Like, we want more crime. Leave our criminals alone.
Well, that, like the whole, was it the Army's birthday?
Yeah, it was the Army's birthday that they held a parade.
And the No Kings Day. And it's like, okay, Now look at what they're all praising in China.
I know.
If there was a no King's Day, there'd be 1 million people dead. They would kill you.
Yeah.
If you don't have that right. And and China was celebrating their something.
There has to be and I don't know, because I don't live within that world. I don't have a bunch of Democrat friends and all of that, but I look at some of these people and I wonder, like, is there a point where you just reach such a level of cognitive dissonance, such a level of hypocritic thinking that now you just lied to yourself so much you believe all the stuff you say, and you can't see the silliness of what you're saying and doing?
Can't see the forest from the trees.
I know. It boggles my mind, because you have to see that there's a comparison there. There's a reality of what you've just done.
Right.
And they can't.
Well, and with the cities and states that are telling Trump he can't bring in, and we've got this, and we're not going to let we're going to make it illegal for local police to help federal agents. And I was just thinking of, okay, so basically, I'd already decided I was there's very small chance I would ever move back to Chicago. But now, there's no way. You have states and cities that are telling criminals, we do not allow you to be prosecuted. So where are all the criminals going to go?
Yeah.
It's just like when certain areas have the homeless population.
Yeah.
Well, then there's camps. And where do the people from around migrate to?
Yeah.
The places with the camps to help them.
Yeah.
Criminals, same way. It's why people I know in the law enforcement that used to chase criminals into Texas.
Yeah.
So they'd be arrested in Texas with the drugs or whatever in their car.
Because they knew they'd get prosecuted.
Yeah. Whereas if they arrested them on this side of the state line.
Yeah. Somebody made a post yesterday, and it was one of those kind of like eye-opening deals, and I wish I could remember who posted it and where I could find it again. But it lists out all of those lists that I always like to go to. We're number one on the wrong list, like in all these things. And one of the things they were pointing out is how this state is far more concerned about their lawyers and their tort law and everything else, and the fact that we have no cash bail, and we have all just let's get the criminals back out on the street so they can commit more crimes, and I'm just I don't understand it. I guess I don't want to sound like an old curmudgeon going, well, back in my day, and because I don't know that if there was, I don't know how long it's been like this, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's just until recently I've really paid attention to what's going on in New Mexico, because I moved back here, and I just cannot see how anybody thinks the way that we're doing it is the right way.
Right.
And they want to keep propping this system up.
Yeah.
How can anybody be in an elected office right now and genuinely think that the way this state functions and runs is best for the people?
Right.
All it does to me, because I sit and look at it and I go, you either have to be completely nuts and completely uneducated and ignorant of what life is like, or you're sold out to special interest and you really don't care. And I honestly think it's number two. Well,
and talk about like the releasing the criminals, the no cash bail. Yeah. And this wasn't the situation with back in the 80s of the no cash bail, but Terry Clark should not have been out of jail.
Yeah.
He should, and if he would have been kept in jail where he should have been, then Dina Lynn Gore would not have been kidnapped a few blocks from here and then murdered.
Yeah.
That was because
those of us who grew up here, we all remember that.
Oh,
That's like burned into our memories,
That's the day we started locking our doors around here.
Yeah, probably right. You're probably absolutely right, because, we went from small town America like, oh, wait a minute, we have crazies just like everybody else does now.
Yeah, because before that, you didn't knock at your friend's door. You know,
walked in.
you just walked in.
That was
Hey,
because we
Mom,
were.
hey,
That's not because it was safe. That's because we were unpolite, dude. Like, oh, your house is my house. Just barging right in.
Normally, it would go after one of the parents would be like, you know, I have to get up off the couch to open the door for you.
Yeah. No,
Why?
Well, our house is. I love the fact that our house is kind of a revolving door of entertainment. You know, we have people from church over all week long and stuff going on, and that's, you know, after your second visit to our home, we tell you to quit knocking.
Yeah.
Just come in.
Right. Do the open the door knock.
Yeah.
As you're opening the door. Hey, I'm here.
Anybody here? Okay, I'm coming in. Yeah.
Well, you know, when that happened, because I used to live right here on like the corner of Roselawn and whatever.
Yeah.
And Mom worked at First Baptist Church.
Uh-huh.
The music minister, or one of the ministers, Joe Tillery, his daughter, we were the same age. So AJ and I would ride bikes, lived over by Jamaica Park, you know, so it's so close. So we would ride bikes over to each other's houses. Not after that.
Yeah.
Then it was, no, one of you call the church office and someone will pick you up and take you to the other one's house. And it was like, no, she was kidnapped 3 blocks from your house.
Yeah.
She was kidnapped between you and AJ's house. So, no, you're not walking over there.
It was crazy. Wasn't Joe the youth pastor? Was it Joe the youth pastor, or no, a different Joe?
No, that was Joe Byers.
Oh, gotcha.
Tillery was.
Okay.
I don't know.
But that's the case, right? You know, if we just look at stuff and you'd link that over, and it probably wasn't cashless bail back in those days, but when you have a state that is, for lack of a better word, soft on crime, you know, and I don't know if that's driven by the bottom, you know, like the bottom dollar thing is like, oh, well, we can't afford to keep all these criminals housed or whatever, and so we let a bunch of them go too quickly, or if it's some weird sense of fairness, like, well, we don't want to imprison people for. I don't get it. I honestly, I wish I knew the inner workings of the minds of the people who do these things, but I can't understand any elected representative seeking to put criminals back out on the street, making it easier for them to be on the streets.
Right. Yeah.
It makes no sense. And I can't understand a city like Albuquerque that's just wide open and willing to, I don't know how to put it, just kind of wide open and willing to let their town be overtaken by homeless and drug addicts and it's an interesting contrast. Look at what Trump's doing. Right, take a look at what he's doing in Washington D.C.
Yeah.
He's proving it can be cleaned up.
Oh yeah,
like so up to this point, it was almost it's kind of like that Overton window, which kept shifting left, and everybody was kind of getting to the point. Well, it's just big cities. We just got to accept that that's the way it is, because all of your major cities run by Democrats. I don't care if they're in red states or blue states. All your major cities run by Democrats. They're all the ones with the highest crime, right? All of them. Have allowed their cities to just fall into this chaos and to start to look like garbage and start to just be overrun by homeless and everything else and drug addicts and like, well, that's just the way it is. We've got to accept it. That's the new norm.
Right.
And Trump comes in and goes, no, it's not.
Yeah.
And he rounds them up and cleans up the city in like a matter of weeks.
Oh yeah.
There's just overnight, and he's got criminals running scared.
Yeah.
You know. But here you got Chicago mayor and JB Back Ribs Pritzker up there in Illinois, and going, you're going to stay out of our state. You're a horrible human being. We want all our criminals on the street.
Yeah.
like that's basically what they're saying. Like, no, we don't want to clean up our cities. We
he made
want
an
it to remain
executive
like this.
order that says no police or government officials in the city or state are allowed to help federal officers.
Yeah, federal officers, not Border Patrol, National Guard, any of it. They're not to house them. They're not to help them. They're not to do anything. They're setting up a turf war.
You're right.
Is what they're doing. They're doing it for optics.
Yeah.
And they know by saying, no, we're not going to cooperate, they'll push Trump. He'll bite.
Yeah.
He'll send them in. He'll try to do some stuff like he did in L.A. It'll make horrible optics. It'll look bad. It'll be the right thing to do, but it'll make them look bad.
Oh yeah.
And so,
well, it's I'm sorry to say that the cashless bell thing, I've heard a few sound bites of where it says, well, it's hurting the people who are poor. It's like, okay,
no,
don't do the crime.
It's only hurting poor criminals.
Yeah. Like so.
And actually, cashless bail actually does hurt the poor in the fact that the poor end up being, by and large, the majority of the population that is most affected by criminals
Mm-hmm.
and their crime. They're the ones that suffer the consequences. And so you keep putting criminals back out on the streets, they go back into these neighborhoods and they cause more chaos.
Yeah.
You know, being poor doesn't equal being a criminal.
Right.
Right? But the criminals tend to, congregate in poorer neighborhoods. And so then, therefore, hardworking, just people who don't have a whole lot, trying to get through life, just trying to raise their kids, just trying to have a family. And here they're surrounded by dope dealers and criminals and gangbangers and everything else. And they just want to be left alone.
Oh, yeah.
But here's our government representative saying, well, let's put these scumbags back out on the street. Right. And it doesn't make sense to me.
And the people, whenever I've seen people interviewed in Chicago that live down on the south side, and they're upset because the people who are complaining about Trump and they don't want him here, they all live in the nice neighborhoods in the suburbs, or there are, in a few neighborhoods, I am pretty sure there are more personal security guards than there are police officers in the city of Chicago.
Yeah.
Because Oprah, that area of people, they all have an army. They all have a very
they employ
highly
their own
paid
police force,
Yeah, and so they don't have to worry about it. Whereas I knew, going on the south side of Chicago, at night, I needed security, which wasn't paid security. It was friends who lived on the south side who could make sure I wasn't hurt.
Yeah.
But on the north side, I was safe. Now you're not.
No.
Now it doesn't matter where you are.
Yeah.
Unless you have the security force.
Well, and I was watching the other day, and there's some videos, and they've started to interview people within, I don't know what you call it, like the inner city, Washington, D.C., right?
Yeah.
So they've started going into the poorer neighborhoods of D.C., and these people are like ecstatic. Like, this is amazing. I've never felt safe in this neighborhood in my life, and now I feel safe, and like there's no criminals on the streets, and there's no more drug dealers, and like, awesome.
Yeah.
Why not do that before? All right, hey, let's take a quick commercial break, and then we'll come back right after this.
Coach, can you talk about the latest trade rumors?
Absolutely. Right now, you can get big money for your trade at Roswell Ford.
Start your season with a win at Roswell Ford. Right now, we need trades. So if you're making payments on your current vehicle and want out early, Roswell Ford will do whatever it takes to help you escape from your trade. Even if you owe thousands more than it's worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. With 0% APR and no payments for 90 days. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Roswell Ford has partnered with more aggressive lenders who will push to approve your credit with great terms, with good credit, no credit, or even if your credit is less than perfect. All roads lead to huge American-made savings, more for your trade, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 48 months is $28.83 per thousand finance. Interest accrues from date of sale, subject to lender approval on select vehicles. Offers not combined.
In Hebrews chapter 5, verses 12 through 14, the writer talks about it clearly, about how we're to teach, and about how that we're supposed to be learning more and more deeply instead of just relying on the basics. You know, there comes a moment in every believer's walk where milk just won't cut it anymore. The sweet, simple truths that once sustained you now leave you hungry. And that's not a crisis, it's an invitation. An invitation to chew, to wrestle, to grow in your knowledge and understanding of God's Word. Are you there? Are you ready to start really digging deep and understanding God's Word better day in and day out? If you are, come visit us at the Hermosa Church of Christ.
Air Method's Native Air Emergency Air Medical Program has been serving New Mexico communities for over 20 years. And now we're proud to bring our life-saving air medical services to Eddy County, based at Artesia General Hospital. Air Methods is the largest air medical provider in the country, with experienced flight crews who lead the industry in key critical life-saving skills. If you need our services, you're in good hands. Worried about costs? The No Surprises Act protects patients from unexpected, out-of-network air ambulance bills. This means that if you have private health insurance and are transported by an out-of-network air ambulance provider, you are only responsible for your in-network copay, coinsurance, or deductible. No membership required when you fly with Native Air. Learn more at airmethods.com. That's airmethods.com. Copays, coinsurance, and deductibles are set by insurance providers, not Air Methods. Terms and costs may vary. Contact your insurer for details.
Hi, Artesia. Cambria here from your local KFC and Taco Bell. And boy, do I have some amazing Tuesday deals for you. If you're grabbing a quick bite for yourself, you gotta try our country fried steak meal. This includes our delicious home-style country fried steak patty served with mashed potatoes and white gravy, creamy coleslaw, and a buttermilk biscuit, all just for $4.99. Looking to feed the whole fam? We got you covered. Try our $20 meal deal. This includes 8 pieces of all dark meat chicken, large mashed potatoes and gravy, a large coleslaw, and 4 buttermilk biscuits. As always, it's great to be a Bulldog, and we hope to see you soon at your local KFC and Taco Bell.
The Artesia Historical Museum and Arts Center now has their very own website. Visit artesiamuseum.org to stay up to date on events and exhibits. Look through historical photos of Artesia, submit research requests, and more. For information, please call 575-748-7345. Stop by the Artesia Historical Museum and Arts Center at 505 West Richardson Avenue or online at artesiamuseum.org. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 9 to 4. This ad paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. Hey, during the commercial break, I fielded a call. Calls are starting to come in. As I said earlier, in last hour, there's been a change in the skydive operation next week. We originally had a whole week of skydiving planned with one company. They've had some aircraft problems, and so therefore we've had to switch to another company, and so we're working on canceling and rescheduling. If you were scheduled to skydive with Skydive New Mexico, reach out to me and I'll get you a link and I'll send you, and you can also go onto the Artesia Chamber page. They've got the new link up. You can go rebook with the other company, and we're doing everything we can to work to get your deposit back on the other jump. And so, like I said, if you need some help with that, feel free to reach out to me. My number is 575-513-2117. Remember, I am on the radio for another hour, though. So, anyhow, hey, so we were just talking with Jeff and just discussing a little bit about the state of New Mexico and everything going on here, and I want to tie it back a little bit to what I was talking about in the first hour, my introductory scripture, and looking at what Nehemiah was doing in Jerusalem. He was outside Jerusalem. He was actually the cupbearer to Artaxerxes, and God gives him a calling and tells him to go back and rebuild these walls. And I think we can all kind of see that. Lots of times we're off in our own little life, we're doing our thing, and then all of a sudden our eyes are open and we look and we see how bad stuff is. and we feel called to do something, I would encourage you, if you see that and you're driven to say, look, something needs to be done, don't sit on that. Don't find yourself just kicked back complaining all the time. Go and try to make a difference. And you may not be able to run for office. If you feel led to do that, if you feel led to go and run for an office, local or state or national level, don't ignore that calling. Go with God and stand up and fight. Fight for your families. Fight for your brothers and sisters and your neighbors, and do that. But also, if it's just as simple as, hey, look, I'm realizing my life's in shambles, my household's in shambles, my business is in shambles, and we're all over the place, and I know we're not following after God, and you got to start that building process. You got to start going and training with that sword, going into Scripture, learning and building up your life so that you can repair the walls. If you find the walls around you are in ruins, you don't have a stronghold from which to fight forward. You have to start there. You have to start in your house, and you have to start with your own heart and build up that stronghold of God around you, trusting in Him so that you can go forward and actually make a difference. And that's what we need. We need an entire, not just one or two men here or there, not somebody who's just wealthy that can go we've got to stop looking for a modern day savior. We already have a savior, Jesus Christ, and He's built an army, and if you're a follower of Him, you're part of that army. So stop looking for someone else to come save us and change this, that, or the other thing. It's time for all of us to rise up, stand upon principle, not be afraid of anyone, fear no man, bear the sword, and go forward and fight for our families. We have to, when we look at a chaos like we're in right now, it's going to take more than just electing the right people. Electing the right people is important. Do not get me wrong. Absolutely important. We have to find the right candidates. We have to grill them and make sure that they are committed to God and committed to His plan and committed to governing according to His law, and put them in office. That's a first and foremost thing. But more importantly than that is we have to start making the change at each micro level. We have to change our houses. We have to change the way we live. We have to change our businesses. We have to change our schools. We have to change our public institutions right here in Artesia and bring them all under the lordship of Christ, little by little, standing up. There's power in numbers. If all those in this city who proclaim to follow Christ would stand upon those Christian principles and insist that this town and this everything around us be governed according to Christ, and we all bow the knee of Christ together, then we can move forward. We can make change. We're not forcing anybody to believe as us, but if there's power in the majority, and the majority of us believe that this is the way things should be, then that's how we make change. And we don't fear other people who might scoff at us or insult us or make fun of us or threaten to take away funds from us or threaten to shut us down or do this. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world but to lose the soul? You have to be willing to fight for principle, and that's what I want to encourage people on, and what I want to encourage people in and driving towards is change the world around you. Change what you can. Influence what you can. There's a concept within warfare. Whenever a unit is sent into an area, they're assigned concentric circles from where they're based. This is your area of operations, right? This is where you can operate. Don't go outside of these parameters, because you're getting into somebody else's area of operations, right? Here's your area of influence. What you do within that area of operations, that's the smallest concentric circle, will change things in your area of influence. So you have to be watching what's going on around you. And that's what we have to do. Each one of us is assigned to an area of operations. That begins with our homes. And we can change things there. But when we do, it influences out from there. It influences our friends and their households, and people around us, our neighbors, our co-workers, and everything else. And so if we're not walking the direction, if we're not standing upon principle and what we believe in those areas, in our own area, how is it that we can sit back and lament and complain about what they're doing in Santa Fe or what they're doing in DC or any of that? You have to start at that micro level, because that's where the change actually ends up happening, is from that point forward. So start to examine it, especially men. I'm calling upon you. Like, start to examine your household. Are you leading the way you're supposed to? Are you standing up for the people around you? You were created as the protector. Men, you were created to protect, to lead, to guide, to be the heads of your household and the heads of anything God puts you in charge of. Act like it. Don't be afraid to be that leader that you were made to be. And don't be afraid to do it based upon principle. I encourage each of you, man, look at what's going on around you. If you want change, if you're desirous of seeing a difference, this state is a mess. It's seemingly fallen apart before our eyes. But the only way we're going to make a change on that large of a scale is by changing here at the local level first. And then from that, when people see how well it's going, they see the influence, and they see all of it, and they see the enemies push back, then little by little others buy in. Then we can have influence all around the state and drive forward. All right, Artesia, we're going to go to a commercial break. When we come back after this, we'll have the Ocotillo in to talk to us.
This is KSVP and K229AS Artesia.
On Capitol Hill this hour, Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. stressing the need for, in his words, bold, competent, creative leadership at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Kennedy is defending the firings that have taken place at the agency under his watch, saying the goal is unbiased, politics-free science at the CDC, which he says really bungled its response to the COVID pandemic. Angola, Louisiana, home of the latest immigration detention center designed to hold some of the worst ICE detainees.
Governor Jeff Landry says after years of neglect, a complex inside the Louisiana State Penitentiary is being put back in service.
To help fulfill the mission of removing criminal, illegal aliens that have been causing havoc in our communities.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says it's been deliberately chosen to encourage people living illegally in the U.S. to self-deport.
You're going to end up here because we're going to throw the book at you and everything else that we have until you're out of this country, and you no longer have the right to be free and no longer have the right to be in the United States of America.
I'm Ben Thomas.
Texas lawmakers have passed a bill allowing Texans to sue out-of-state abortion pill providers for up to $100,000.
This marks the first bill of its kind in any state. Supporters hail the measure as a tool to stop medication abortions, which remain available despite being outlawed in Texas. But pro-abortion groups deride the legislation. They call the measure a bounty hunter bill that would encourage private citizens to engage in a form of legalized vigilante justice. State lawmakers have sent the measure to Governor Greg Abbott's desk.
Correspondent Andrew Stewart. Stocks higher on Wall Street. The Dow is up 131 points. NASDAQ ahead 62. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely cared. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-226-5454. That's 800-226-5454. 800-226-5454.
This is a national day of mourning in Portugal following a deadly streetcar accident in Lisbon. Correspondent Jennifer King.
Portugal's government has called for a day of mourning after one of the historic electric streetcars in Lisbon that attracts tourists from around the world derailed and crashed during evening rush hour Wednesday. 15 people were killed and 18 injured, with 5 of the survivors in serious condition, according to Portugal's National Institute for Medical Emergencies. Witnesses told local media that the streetcar careened down the hill, apparently out of control. After victims were pulled from the wreckage, a forensics team combed the scene where the historic yellow and white funicular, known as Elevador de Gloria, was laying on its side in a steep curve of the narrow road with its sides and top crumpled. The cause of the accident wasn't immediately known, but the city's communications department says it appears the steel safety cable broke. Condolences poured in from leaders around the world. I'm Jennifer King.
The death toll has risen to 17. News and analysis, townhall.com. You might call it an internship of sorts, unauthorized to be sure, and probably not the best of ideas.
The Metropolitan Transportation Authority is investigating whether a subway operator allowed multiple minors to try their hand at driving a train after video circulated on social media. Each show a young man at the helm of 2 different R160 train cars, operating above ground in broad daylight. In each video, the same train operator can be seen standing alongside the young men as they pilot the train. The Metropolitan Transportation Authority did not respond to questions about when the video was taken and whether the employee had been identified. I'm Bill Alexander.
That in New York City. Newsmax has filed an antitrust suit against Fox News. Says Fox has sought to maintain its market dominance through intimidation and exclusionary business practices aimed at stifling competition. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hi, this is Holly from Nels Floral in Artesia, and we are so happy to be the new florist for the KSVIP. If you know someone who is having a special day or event, a birthday, anniversary, or something big is happening in their life, let's make them the KSVIP. On their day, we'll say something on the radio about your special person, and they will receive a beautiful flower from Nels Floral. So call KSVP at 575-746-2751 and nominate your KSVIP.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. Hey, our final hour, we are loaded up with guests. We're going to start out this hour. There was a bit of a change in my schedule, and I wasn't really quite aware of it, but Ocotillo couldn't make it today. So they've handed the spot over, and we're going to be introducing Cass DePorto, who is the new head of Oasis Women's Services. And we're joined with her is Destiny Rojo from the PY Foundation, who's coming to introduce Cass to the city and talk. You know, PY Foundation does a ton of stuff in our town, but they're really, really supportive of our nonprofits in town. And so Destiny's come here to introduce Cass and tell us a little bit about what's happening over at Oasis. How are you? Welcome.
Thank you. Yes. Normally we're behind the scenes, so for me to be here is a big deal. But Oasis has been one of our grantees for a really long time, and we've supported them through all of their different changes, moving from the Pregnancy Help Center to Oasis, and with all of the leadership development classes and their strategic planning sessions and things. And so when Nita told us that she was leaving and that Cass was taking her spot, we thought it would be really great to just kind of introduce her to the community. You may see her around already. She's been, how long have you been with Oasis
I've
now?
been there about a year and a half.
So pull your microphone just a little bit closer. There you go.
Okay, I've been there about a year and a half. Same thing, I feel like I'm just kind of in the shadows.
Yeah.
I like being in the shadows, but now I'm no longer in the shadows, so that's a whole new...
Now you're forward-facing, public-facing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Yes, which is another reason that I came today, just to kind of give her a little morale, a boost, and just kind of help her through the process, and maybe just help her think of some answers to a couple of questions that.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you came in, I was like, where do I know her from? But yeah, you've been there for a while. Because we've run into each other at like the banquets and stuff like that, and so you've been going at it for a while. But now you're the new director.
Yes.
Nita had to step down and go on with some other stuff in life, and so I'm guessing the board goes, "You're it."
Yes.
You've got a wonderful board, great group of people.
Yes, they're amazing.
I've
Super
met with them a number
supportive.
of times. Great group of people, and so you're not at it alone.
No.
But they did give you the lion's share of the work.
Yes.
All right. So, Destiny, tell us, like you said, you want to bring her in, and why don't you go ahead and throw a few questions at her. I'm going to let you kind of do a little bit of an interview with her. Throw a few questions at her, and let's talk a little bit about what's going on at Oasis.
Great. Well, I would like to start off by saying, how's the new building? You all did some renovations, and you all had a ribbon cutting last month.
Uh-huh.
And so how has that been? How has it been having moms back in?
Yeah, it's great. So we now went from a residential office to a commercial office, and the flow is 1,000% better.
Okay. Where are you guys at now?
We are still on 610 Quay, so just up the road.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a couple rooms that just didn't work, small for ultrasound, and then a back room that was gigantic but not being utilized.
Mm-hmm.
So they came in, split that room in half. One became ultrasound room, the other became an overflow room. We got more functional bathrooms, and so it works great now. We were able to move back in, I want to say beginning of August, and seeing clients back in the office. And so it's just been nice getting to serve our clients back at the capacity we were at before.
Okay.
So if I'm a woman that has not been to Oasis before, or I've been there in the past, and now you're with this new renovation, what can I expect?
It's a lot more welcoming. It's a lot more comforting. We're really intentional about smells. We have different scents going. It's not overwhelmed with pictures on the walls. We have very calming, relaxing music. So I think the atmosphere is a lot more welcoming, a lot more comforting. A lot of the women that do come in are either in distress or they're nervous, they're anxious, and so really touching into the scents and the visuals and the music just really kind of helps calm those senses. A
Awesome.
couple in our we've got some weighted blankets in a couple of our counseling rooms. We've got like snacks just to kind of alleviate some of the stress, or so we're
Okay.
just trying to really tap into all the senses.
Yeah.
And just make it more welcoming and comforting for them.
Well, and I think this has been really great, kind of as part of y'all's rebrand
Mhm.
and just offering more services. How has that been? Because you all changed, you were Pregnancy Health Center for a really long time, and you all still do business under that, but really Oasis now is kind of like your
Yes.
Oasis Women's Services to kind of try to draw in more of the holistic approach, right?
Yes.
Can you kind of go into some of that?
Yeah, so I think a lot of what we are offering, so now offering pregnancy classes, we're offering parenting classes, we're offering a ton of more resources. Not only are we offering resources to doctors, but we have doulas that we can offer resources to also. Just whatever she is wanting, we're trying to meet that need that she's wanting.
Awesome.
With that, though, you all also are you offering STD testing?
Yes, we do
Correct.
it's limited, but we do offer STD testing.
Okay.
And we're pretty quick about getting results back. I think we can get results back within a day or two. So it's been really nice meeting that for them also.
And are all of your services free, or is there payment?
No, it's all free, and
Yeah.
that's thanks to PY Foundation, our biggest donors, and other donors that we have around town. We are able to serve our community at a free cost.
That's great. That's great. So, so you're stepping in. You're taking over. And I know you got a big event coming up in a couple months, right?
Yes, we have our banquet coming.
We got our
in
banquet
March.
coming up. Yeah. Oh, is it March? I thought it was in the fall.
No, we moved it to the March.
Oh, that's what you did last. That's right, you did last year. Okay, so you got a little bit of time, so you didn't get like slammed with it right away. Hey, here's a huge banquet to put together. So we'll look forward to that in March. Right now, though, you guys can always use help. You can always use. I know at one time you guys used to take in baby clothes and supplies and stuff. Do you guys still have that going? Where
Yes,
you hand out
we
those?
have a baby boutique that we offer strictly to our moms who do attend classes.
Okay.
It's kind of their incentive, but we have diapers, baby clothes, bottles. We've got a couple cribs, bassinets, car seats. We've got a ton of stuff that the community has graciously donated to us.
Yeah.
That we get to give to our moms. So we host parenting or pregnancy classes once a month, and so the moms who attend those pregnancy classes, they get to leave with a pack of diapers, a pack of wipes, a couple outfits, and that's every class. And then when they do attend 5 of the classes, we have partnered with different women's groups around town, and they will host a baby shower. And so it's providing a meal and also buying some stuff off of their registries.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's a really good deal.
It's great.
That's a great way to gather around these primarily young mothers,
Yeah.
that weren't necessarily expecting to be young mothers. And so so that's a wonderful service you guys provide. So people can help out and donate in there. But probably the biggest need, I'm going to guess, and as I do know, is the financial support.
Yes.
And so how is it? So if somebody's out there listening right now and goes, hey, it sounds like these people are doing some really awesome work in our community and we want to be a part of that. How can they get hold of y'all and commit to monthly donations or just a one-time donation or anything like that?
I mean, they can come in. If they come in, it would be great because then we can show them the facility.
Yeah.
They get to see firsthand what we're doing.
Yeah.
We have a giving site too that they can give online.
Okay.
So there's tons of ways, but
And
ideally.
So do you know off the top of your head
I
the
don't know it off the
website?
top of my head.
There you
I'll
go.
get it though.
All right, so probably Google Oasis Women's
Yes.
Services is here in Artesia, and I bet on your website somewhere is a link to your giving page.
There should be.
Yeah, so jump on there, and you can also check them out on Facebook.
Yes.
You guys, I know you guys are on there. So right now, as you're looking, I know we've talked about this at banquets and stuff right now. What is your average number of women you're serving each month, and what's your average cost on that, so people kind of get an idea of what it looks like to run a place like this for completely free?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the number of women that we see month to month just kind of fluctuates. Depends on the month, right?
Yeah.
I know over the summer, the months of June and July, we're really busy for us.
Okay.
Really, really busy. Right now, we're kind of in a slower season. Things have slowed down. But on average, I want to say maybe on a really busy month, 15 to 20 women a month.
Wow.
And we've talked at banquet, to fully serve one woman is about $1,200.
Yeah. So I mean the cost to run each month is pretty astronomical, and so if we can get people in town to get behind you guys,
Absolutely.
to give $10 a month, $50 a month, whatever you can afford, to help one of these young ladies, because I think if people really aren't understanding, there might be people out there hearing this and not quite understanding the purpose of Oasis is for when a young woman finds herself with child. She's now a mother, and she wasn't expecting that. We want to be able, as a city, to offer her an alternative other than terminating her child.
Absolutely.
We want her to choose life, and so therefore we want to get behind her and help her and give her options. And so if you're on that side and you really want to help these young ladies here in this town, Oasis Women's Services is where to do it, and they need all the help they can get.
Yes.
In doing, because you guys give free ultrasounds, right? So as
Yes.
part of the initial counseling, they come in, you go, hey, this is the human being inside of you,
Yes.
and you want them to see that. And I can't remember the stats, but it's pretty astronomical, the stats that when a woman sees and hears the heartbeat and sees the child on an ultrasound, the chances of abortion plummet. Like the choice of life goes through the roof comparatively, and so I think that's a phenomenal service we're offering there.
And I think also our goal too is, when she does when she does decide that she is going to choose life, that it just doesn't end there.
That we don't just go, okay, thanks.
Yeah. How are we as a community coming behind her and equipping her to raise this baby or her family? How can we get her to...
And that's the pregnancy classes, getting them to doctors, getting them to doulas, and supplies.
And when they are into our pregnancy classes, we kind of like to transition them out to a different program. We just started up. It's called Foundations for Life. And so this is after they've had baby. We are doing home visits. We are checking on her, making sure that baby's meeting milestones. Does she have postpartum depression, and how can we help alleviate that depression? We take them a meal. And so we try to do these visits at least once a week. Yeah. And then once baby gets a little bit older, then we're able to just kind of, maybe check in on her through a text or a phone call, or hey, I'm going to drop off coffee real quick. Just kind of building that her community up and keeping that open relationship between us and them.
That is phenomenal. And that's what's needed. We can't just stop at, hey, don't have an abortion. Yeah. That's the thing we need to fight against. But at the same time, we have to go, how do we help these young people once they're in that position that they've gotten themselves into, and how can we support them? And I think what you guys are doing is absolutely vital to our community and to our future generation of helping these young people out.
Well, and with that too, there have been a couple of adoptions because of the
I was going to ask, you guys do have you don't do adoptions, but you have links to get people tied in with an adoption agency, correct?
Yes. There's been some locals, I believe, that have adopted from a mother that has come in and has decided that
that's amazing.
They wanted to go through with the pregnancy, but they did not want to keep the child.
Yeah.
And so they've been paired with
local
families. And so it's not necessarily an adoption agency. While there are some of those, we have seen some where it's just been kind of, it's stayed
facilitating
local.
Here local.
And that's another thing.
I didn't realize that. I thought they had to go to an agency, but if that's the case, that's the answer right there. If we can get families here, there's families here that don't need children, can't have children. And we got young ladies, that just are in a predicament. We should be able to help that.
And we have portfolios that we keep on hand that if they decide that they want to do adoption, we kind of just tell them, like, hey, you still get control of this pregnancy. Here are a couple families that we have on hand. If you want to go through them, if you want to pick one of these families, that's great.
Right.
We can get you in contact. But still, we're still giving them that, letting them make that decision.
Absolutely amazing. So, phenomenal work. You got a lot of work ahead of you, Cass. Congratulations on the new position. And Destiny, we want to say thank you, and thank you so much. And you and the PY Foundation and all the work you do here in town is a huge blessing to all of us, and especially on this front. We thank you for this, for helping. Yeah.
Well, and I would like to say, I really do think it's important to support our local nonprofits. From the foundation perspective, and my other foundation colleagues would say the same, one thing we do look at is community support, because, nonprofits are dependent on public support percentage is what it's called. And so really we can't be the sole givers, because if we are, then we tip them and then they lose their status. They become a foundation. And we never want any of our nonprofits to become a foundation. It can have its perks, but it can also have its downsides. And so it's more costly for them with tax season. It's more paperwork. And so we really want to encourage the community to support Oasis and support our other nonprofits as well in our community. One thing that we have always really loved about Oasis is they have such a strong monthly donation base. And there's an ebb and flow. That's a constant thing. About 80% of the time you're cultivating new donors. It's kind of a leaking bucket, of so to speak. And so you're always losing some of those monthly donors, and you're always cultivating new ones. But one thing that I think has been just so great about Oasis is they do have good support. I think they need more support, especially as they've expanded their services. Right. Because before it was pregnancy tests and ultrasounds, and now it's home visits, and it's wraparound supports for women.
Right. So, well, ladies, thank you so much for coming in. It was a wonderful, wonderful conversation, and look forward to seeing all you do with it, Cass.
Thank you.
All right. God bless.
God bless.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty warm today, mid to upper 90s, and we should get sunshine, maybe a few clouds rolling in later on. It'll be cloudy overnight ahead of an incoming cold front. We'll drop to about 70 on the low, and then it will be a little cooler on Friday. We have a slight chance of some showers and thunderstorms. Afternoon high in the low 80s. Mix of sun and clouds and a few showers on Saturday and Sunday, highs around 80. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency.
Kick off the season with Carlsbad Chevrolet. Score touchdown savings across the lot on a super selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. Take more than $7,000 in rebates and discounts off a 2025 lifted Silverado 1500 and more than $8,000 off a 2025 Silverado 1500. Or how about a 2019 Durango priced under $25,000? Then join Carlsbad Chevrolet this Saturday from 11 to 2 for free food and drinks, football fun and giveaways, and enter for your chance to win a brand new 75-inch TV. Kick off the season with Carlsbad Chevrolet, 2155 South Canal.
Incredible in Artesia is open for business, ready to give you the hometown quality and customer service you know and love. Georgia and her team specialize in in-house design for quality custom business cards at a competitive price. From scanning to desktop publishing, if you need it, they can do it. On Main Street across from the Derek Floor statue in downtown Artesia. For all your printing needs, think Incredible.
Artesia Clean and Beautiful is pleased to announce that the traveling dumpsters are back. August 25th through September 7th, they will be setting at the corner of 10th and Memorial Drive just east of the hospital. Now's the time to clean up that garage, storage, or yard. Trash your trash with Artesia Clean and Beautiful. No hazardous waste or tires. Call 575-513-0143 for more information. This message brought to you by H.F. Sinclair Navajo Refining.
Looking to buy or sell a home in Artesia? Trust the team that knows this town best. Lois Oliver Real Estate. With years of local experience and a dedicated group of expert agents, we're here to guide you every step of the way. Whether you're finding the perfect place for your family or getting the best value when it's time to sell, Lois Oliver Real Estate is your hometown advantage. Visit LoisOliverRealEstate.com and let's get started today, because no one knows Artesia like we do, and we love it here.
New Mexico small business owners, listen up. Resources are available to help you start, grow, and thrive your business. SSBCI 2.0 offers new small businesses the funding, training, and support you need to get your business off the ground. Have an established business but need additional funding and resources? SSBCI 2.0 is the place for you. Visit edd.newmexico.gov to get started. That's edd.newmexico.gov. Sponsored by this station and the NMBA.
Working from home? Power up your home office with PVT's ultimate Wi-Fi experience. Enjoy pro-level connectivity and productivity with PVT's fiber internet, bringing you reliable video conferences, high-capacity file sharing, and stable Wi-Fi throughout your home. Transform your workday and become a home office hero. Visit pvt.com or call us at 575-748-1241 to learn more and get connected.
Artesia Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, home-owned and operated for over 50 years, and here for all your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. Artesia Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling has the expertise to install residential, commercial, and industrial air conditioning units, including the conversion of evaporative coolers to refrigerated air systems. Cut cooling costs with high-efficiency Carrier units from Artesia Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, your authorized Carrier dealer. Artesia Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, a proud sponsor of the Artesia Bulldogs and our community for over 50 years.
Test, test. All right, welcome back, Artesia. Now joined by Mr. Aaron Irving, the money man himself. How are you doing, bud?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Good. I heard your little test in there. I was like, I hit your button.
Yeah,
I hit your button a little bit early.
I moved my microphone and it came up with a little thing. I said, I better make sure this works before we start.
Like, oh. Awesome, man. So everything's going well in the world of finance. Everybody's getting rich. We're all doing well.
I think so.
Okay, good. Well, that's all we need to know, right?
Nothing to ever worry about, right?
Nothing. Yeah. Worry about nothing, it says in the scriptures. So, hey, you got a good joke for us today?
Well, I'll let you determine whether it's good or not. But
Okay.
I got one. All right, a little boy and his mom are at church. During the long, droning sermon, the little boy suddenly starts to feel very queasy. He whispers, "Mom, I think I'm going to throw up." She turns to see him looking very pale, and she becomes very anxious, so she whispers, "Quick, run as fast as you can to the bushes outside the church. If you go now, you might make it." So the boy rushes off as fast as he can. Several minutes later, he comes back looking much better, and he sits down next to his mother. She asks him, "Were you able to make it to the bushes?" The boy said, "I didn't need to, Mom. There was a box right next to the door that said 'for the sick.'"
Oh, that is pretty good. I told a silly joke a while ago. It was something I saw on the internet. And it's like, it's just a little video thing, and it says, "In anything and everything you ever do in life, give 100%, unless you're giving blood."
Right. Definitely don't want to give 100%.
I thought that was hilarious. I got a kick out of that. I was watching it on the internet last night. I was like, my sister-in-law, she's a regular donor, and so I sent it to her like, "This is a good tip for you." So, hey, why don't you go ahead and give us our market report, and then we'll come back and chat a little bit.
All right. This is Aaron Irving with LPL Financial, member of FINRA and the SIPC, bringing you your mid-morning stock market report for Thursday, September the 4th. Stocks rose this morning as a weak private payrolls data raised the stakes for tomorrow's official jobs report. A big drop in Salesforce weighed on the Dow. The S&P 500, NASDAQ Composite, and Dow Jones Industrial Average were trading about 0.2% higher. The Dow's gains were kept in check by a 6% fall in Salesforce shares on the heels of the software company posting a disappointing revenue outlook. The ADP private payrolls report showed an increase of 54,000 for August. Economists polled by Dow Jones had expected private employers to add 75,000 jobs. That figure is also less than the revised 106,000 from July. The reaction was limited as investors reasoned that the recent ADP data was weak enough for the Federal Reserve to justify a September rate cut, but not soft enough to herald a recession. Traders increased their bets that the central bank would cut on September 17th, with Fed funds futures trading following ADP's report now indicating a 97.6% chance of a rate cut per CME Group's FedWatch tool. That's up from 96.6% yesterday. Jobless claims for the week ended August 30th also increased to 237,000. That number came in above estimates and marked an 8,000 gain from the prior week, providing more evidence of slowing in the labor market. Meanwhile, August ISM non-manufacturing PMI reading came in at 52, slightly better than the Dow Jones forecast for 50.8. Those reports come ahead of tomorrow's big jobs report, which is expected to post a 75,000 non-farm payrolls gain for last month. That's according to economists polled by Dow Jones. Traders are also turning their eyes to Washington for the latest on trade after President Trump asked the Supreme Court to quickly rule on an appeal that would overturn lower court decisions that deemed most of his tariffs illegal. Currently, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 196 points at 45,467. The S&P 500 is 24 points higher at 6,472, and the NASDAQ Composite is up 70 points at 21,568. West Texas Intermediate Crude is down 42 cents a barrel to $63.55. Stocks of local interest, HF Sinclair is up 20 cents a share to $51.77. Walmart is $1.28 higher at $100.73 a share. ConocoPhillips is up 66 cents a share to $95.31. And Oxy Petroleum is 10 cents higher at $46.40 a share. This is Aaron Irving with Oakley & Irving Wealth Management, serving business owners and energy industry professionals in the Pecos Valley and beyond. You can find us at oiwealth.com or at our offices in Artesia and Carlsbad. You can call us at 575-887-7075. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. Securities are offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA, the SIPC.
All right, man. So jobless claims come in, or not jobless claims, but the jobs report comes in low enough that they think it'll justify a rate decrease, but not low enough to cause a recession.
Yeah, the ADP jobs report, that they didn't add enough jobs. It was under what they expected, but that could be a good thing because it'll cause the Fed to increase the odds of the Fed cutting rates, but not so bad that it would cause a recession.
Razor thin margin, it sounds like right there.
Yeah, read what you want to into the data.
And that's what I hear. Like, this sounds good. Let's say this. Hey, I do have a quick question. You maybe educate us a little bit. When we see the jobless claims number come in every month, like it said, 237,000, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 237,000.
So is that 237,000 new claims over last month, or could it be the same people last month that are claiming this? Like, how does that work? Do you know?
Yeah, that's new claims over last month. You also have continuing claims, and that's about a 1.9. I think it was 1.94 million announced today, and that sounds like a whole lot of people,
yeah.
but it's still a reasonable.
So you got
amount.
2 million people on unemployment.
Yes.
And we just keep and the Democrats want to import more people. Why?
Right.
I bet we can find 2 million jobs.
Yeah, we take care of the immigration thing, get the illegals out.
Exactly.
Stop paying unemployment, and all of a sudden you have
look at that.
1.9 million people looking for a job.
New job report says 2 million people got jobs.
Right. The continuing
because we quit giving them free money.
Right.
I mean, I think it's a good. I guess it might be a good program in a sort. I don't really quite understand it all that well, but for short term. But I mean, it should be a very short term thing that you should be able to be on. To transition from one job to the other. And it seems like people can be on it forever.
Yeah, it is limited. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've looked at it. It is limited. I remember back in 2008. Or after 2009 or so, we're still going through all the recession and everything. They extended the unemployment benefits several times, and right before the extension, I would always have more people come in applying for jobs because it was about to end. So they would start applying for jobs, then they would extend it, and all of a sudden those people wouldn't answer their phones anymore.
Yeah, exactly, because they got to do their applications. All right, man. Hey, I appreciate it, brother. We'll talk to you next Tuesday. We'll go ahead and get your skydiving application filled out next week, and we'll get going.
Right.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later, brother.
We should do a broadcast from the sky in the skydiving thing.
We should do a live broadcast. Gene, are you listening? We need to do a live broadcast from skydiving. I think that's a good idea.
Good pop filter for that, probably. But other than that.
All right, man. Hey, we'll talk to you next week. Take care. Have a great weekend.
All right, you too.
God bless.
With your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo. A traveling Smithsonian exhibit is coming to the Artesia Historical Museum next week. The exhibit is called Black Wings. It highlights the contributions of African Americans in aviation history. The exhibit will be on display beginning September 10th and will be up for the rest of this year. The Artesia Historical Museum is free admission. It's open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Give them a visit at 505 West Richardson. And Roswell police are investigating an armed robbery that took place at the Farmers Country Market, 2800 North Main Street. The incident Monday night when a white van pulled up outside the entrance to the store. RPD says 2 men got out of the van wearing masks. At least one of them pulled a gun. Both men took cash drawers from the registers. The white van was later found abandoned at West Country Club Road and North Washington Avenue. Turns out it had been stolen from a local church in Roswell. If you know anything, please call Roswell Police at 575-624 67-70. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
It's time for the Eddy County Sports Report. Let's talk some boys soccer. We got a lot of games on a Friday afternoon. The Coyote Classic is going on in Roswell, among other tournaments. And Carlsbad and Artesia are involved in games. Carlsbad will be playing Mayfield at 4 o'clock tomorrow. They actually played on a Friday a couple weeks ago. Mayfield won that one 6-1. It's been rough going for the Cavemen. They lost last Saturday to Gadsden 10-0. They're 0-3 on the season. The Artesia Bulldogs, meanwhile, 5-2, and they'll be taking on Bernalillo Friday at 6. That's tomorrow, of course. And then Ruidoso Saturday at 9 a.m. They're coming off a 4-1 victory over Aztec. Cutter Summers, Joshua Vasquez, and Moses Corza all scored goals, and they all had assists in that game for Artesia. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at KSVP Radio, AM 990.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
There's no human being on the face of this earth that takes up more space in people's heads than Donald J. Trump. I mean, he's got an entire party, the Democratic Party, on their heels on a daily basis because they bubble and fizz like Alka-Seltzer at every word that this man says. They cannot help themselves. The media mob, the legacy media mob, they don't realize that they're dead in terms of influence because of Donald Trump. I mean, he has forever tattooed the words fake and news into their foreheads, and no matter how hard they try, they're not going to be able to ever recover because nobody will ever trust them ever again.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
You know, look at all Israel has been through, starting with October 7th. Look, the equivalent of 40,000 dead Americans a day when you compare our population to their population. I mean, unimaginable harm. Tens and tens of thousands of Israelis have been displaced. The need for humanitarian assistance has never been greater. This is on top of years of having tens of thousands of rockets fired into border cities from the north and the south. I mean, they have so many enemies. They're fighting for their very survival. But thankfully, we have partnered proudly with the IFCJ, the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. They're on the ground. They offer all the humanitarian assistance you can think of: food, water, shelter, clothing, medications. They're doing it all, but they still need your help, especially with so many people bombed out of their homes. Listen, let's be unified. Let's help the people of Israel in their time of need. Please go to their website, ifcj.org. That's ifcj.org today.
Weather this hour brought to you by Southwest Bearing under new ownership. Custom solutions for your heavy equipment. Hydraulic hoses, hose repair, bearings, seals, sprockets, belts, tools, fluids, and fittings.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty warm today, mid to upper 90s, and we should get sunshine, maybe a few clouds rolling in later on. It'll be cloudy overnight ahead of an incoming cold front. We'll drop to about 70 on the low, and then it will be a little cooler on Friday. We have a slight chance of some showers and thunderstorms. Afternoon high in the low 80s. Mix of sun and clouds and a few showers on Saturday and Sunday, highs around 80. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for our last segment, and we are joined by Miss Julie. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Pull your microphone up a little bit closer because it'll pick you up just a little bit better.
How's that?
There
Better?
we go. Perfect. Look at that. So Julie's coming to tell us all about a biblical blueprint for grandparenting.
Yes.
I've been reading the thing for a couple weeks now, and you decided to come in. It's this Saturday.
It's this Saturday in Roswell.
In Roswell. Tell us a little bit about the program. What are they presenting?
So, Biblical Blueprint for Grandparenting is a seminar, half-day seminar from 9 to noon, and it's presented presented by the Legacy Coalition, which is a grandparenting ministry.
Okay.
Our former senior pastor, when we lived in California, former senior pastor there for 25 plus years, when he was thinking about getting ready to retire, he was introduced to this organization, and he calls it redeploying. He redeployed from being a senior pastor into this ministry of grandparenting, and basically supporting and equipping and helping grandparents to reach their grandchildren for Christ.
Yeah.
And so they have been, he and his wife Linda have been a part of this ministry for, gosh, I think it's like 5 years.
Okay.
Maybe less than that, but for quite some time now. And they are coming to Roswell to do a half-day seminar. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Super
so you and Noel will be there?
Yes, we'll be there. And we're hoping to have, a contingent of people from Artesia. We have been promoting it for several weeks now. And it's going to be at Grace Community Church in Roswell, 935 West Mescalero Road. And breakfast options will be available starting at 8 o'clock, and the seminar actually starts at 9. Pastor George and Linda, like I said, we were associated with them in California when we lived in California. And after we moved here, shortly thereafter, they moved to the Dallas area to be nearer a set of their grandchildren, 4 grandsons, so that they could be more effective in their grandparenting with them. They have 3 children, 4 grandchildren in Southern California, 4 grandchildren in the Dallas area, and 4 grandchildren in North Carolina, Raleigh area.
So they've got both coast and the middle covered.
Yeah, so they moved to Dallas so they could go either way when they wanted to visit, which they do. They do a lot of traveling back and forth to California and to North Carolina so that they can be effective in their grandparenting and intentional about being in their grandchildren's lives. And it's a great ministry. It's a great being a new grandparent myself.
Yeah,
our grandson
you guys, it's been a year now?
Yeah, he's 18 months.
18 months,
And we just got a granddaughter in May.
Awesome,
So she's just about 4 months.
Yeah.
And so being new grandparents, we knew about their ministry, and we have been supporting their ministry since they redeployed. But only recently have kind of embraced it because we weren't grandparents yet. So there wasn't really any need. Linda would say there's always a need because eventually, Lord willing, you will be a grandparent, Scott and Marty.
I know.
So you don't have to be a grandparent to come if you are hoping to be, or one day, there's some great tools and equipping and encouragement in that area. So
so Pastor George was your former pastor in
for
California?
25 years.
For 25 years. So, and now he's traveling around the country doing this.
Yeah.
Helping people transition into grandparenting, how to look at grandparenting from a biblical perspective.
Yes. And he references Deuteronomy 4:9 and Psalm 78, which I didn't pull up.
Go ahead.
But he references those as really a command to grandparents to affect the next generation, and specifically your grandchildren, the generations to come. And so this ministry has been growing. I know that every Monday night there is a webinar for grandparents. It's called Grand Monday Nights, and you can go to their website, legacycoalition.com, to sign up for those. And every Monday night they have different speakers that talk about different aspects of grandparenting, whether you're in the same area near your grandchildren, whether they live with you or whether they're across the country or in another country. We can still be effective and intentional about grandparenting.
Yeah, so it says, Deuteronomy 4:9 says, only take care and keep your soul diligently, lest you forget the things that your eyes have seen, and lest they depart from your heart all the days of your life. Make them known to your children and to your children's children.
There you go.
How on the day that you stood before the Lord your God. And so, the scriptures have plenty to say about grandparenting as much as they do parenting. You know, I tell my children that I'm like Joshua. As for me and my house, so as long as I live, you're in my house. I'm you know, and so my children, my grandchildren, they will follow the Lord, and so you know, I'm like, you'll be trying to run me out. You know, so I think it's a very American thing, though. You know, because I know I grew up, you know, thinking, okay, well, just can't wait to get out of the house and go on and go create my own life, you know, and we kind of forget that intertwined nature of family.
Yeah.
That God intended, that you know, that we are together, we're intertwined, we're caring for each other throughout life, and so this sounds like a really neat program that he's putting on to help people understand that.
I think you're right in that the intergenerational nature of just who we used to be, where families used to have their grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and great-great-grandchildren basically like on the same even property, right? So you just grew up with your family always around. In you know, in our current society, we can be all over the place, but because of the blessing of technology, we can still be close, even though we're far apart. So it's a little bit of a different, I think, strategy to be intentional and be involved in your grandchildren's lives if you're not in the same community, in the same household, in the same property, you know. Real estate. I mean, some of the things that we are doing as grandparents, our grandchildren are in California. I read to my grandchildren books on video, and my kids have my grandkids watch them, and so they know who I am. They hear from me, they see me, and then when we, you know, FaceTime, they know who I am. They know
your voice.
My grandson called yesterday. Actually, my daughter said, we came home and he pointed to my phone and said, "Papa," that's my Chinese grandma name. He pointed to he was 18 months. He pointed to the phone and said, "Papa," and so she called. I was like, "This is so great!"
Look at that.
Because he knows who I am, because we're intentional about being, you know, being that for them. So super excited about this weekend. So
yeah, absolutely, that's cool. And so, so people can come to this. It's Saturday. What was the name of it? Grace Community Church in Roswell. Starts at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Breakfast options.
9 o'clock.
Yep, 9 o'clock. Well, the seminar
will
will start.
It's free.
Free. 100% free.
Free 99.
Yeah.
Best price in the world.
Plus breakfast.
Plus a free meal. You cannot beat that at all.
Right.
Awesome. So inviting everyone, you know, if you are a grandparent, you expect to be a grandparent, or you want to be a grandparent, or you know, come and get some really good information. Get tied in with this community, which you say, you know, what the ministry doesn't end at this one deal.
No, the ministry is legacycoalition.com once again, and you can go there. There are lots of resources there. Their Grand Monday night videos, webinars are on the website. You can go back and look at whatever you missed or anything that piques your attention. You know, there are lots of topics, like I said, every Monday night, and those really started during COVID.
I bet,
when they couldn't meet, you know, in person or whatever, so they started doing these teachings online. So there's a lot of resources there, and once again, like George and Linda will be coming in on Friday. They're actually probably on the road at the moment. They'll be coming in tomorrow and staying with us, and their leadership in how they have intentionally grandparented their grandchildren. Their oldest grandchild is the same age as our youngest daughter. So they were friends.
Oh, wow,
They were friends, and so we have seen the fruit of their ministry in their grandchildren, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to see.
A lot of people write books and do things online, but when you've seen it firsthand, you see the fruit of their ministry. Yeah. That's when you know, all right, that's something I want to be a part of, and I want to learn from.
Yeah, so we're excited to share it with Artesia and Roswell. I don't know how much, you know, Grace has promoted it much in Roswell, but I've tried to get a lot of it out here. So you'll see posters or some around town. I'll leave one here in the studio if anybody has any questions or needs anything, they can reach out here
Awesome. Well, that is great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks. And it's always good to see you.
You too.
And now you're off to to go kick some rear end and pickleball.
Pickleball at first, yeah. Yeah, that's my Tuesday, Thursday thing. If I can, I'm there playing pickleball.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks so much, and God bless.
Thanks, Scott. You too.
When was the last time a bank asked you if you'd like to keep more of your money? At Artesia Credit Union, you pay yourself by avoiding big bank fees and all the corporate investors that go along with them. Let Artesia Credit Union help you achieve financial happiness. From home and auto loans to a working line of credit or sending your kids to college, membership is open to anyone who calls New Mexico home. Stop by the branch on 5th Street or log on to artesiacu.org. Artesia Credit Union, member NCUA, an equal housing lender.
The City of Artesia is proud to announce that we've renewed our agreement with Trans-Aero Medevac. This means that Eddy County residents are automatically enrolled in Trans-Aero's free air ambulance membership program, ensuring there are no out-of-pocket costs that need to be paid if you're flown to a hospital by Trans-Aero. Remember, this benefit only applies to Trans-Aero Medevac. To receive this benefit, ask for Trans-Aero specifically in a medical emergency. For situations where you cannot speak, make sure you have your Trans-Aero membership card alongside either your ID or health insurance card. This will act as a request for Trans-Aero Medevac. You can print out the membership card on the City of Artesia's website. In life's most critical moments, Trans-Aero, the City of Artesia, and our partners stand ready to help when you need it most. If you're an Eddy County resident, take advantage of this free benefit and make sure you fly with Trans-Aero Medevac.
Family owned and operated for 4 generations, Forest Tire is here to service all your tire needs day and night. With your busy travel schedule, what you need is a tire that can keep up. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire with an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety you expect. You can lose track of time and focus on what really matters. For all your tire needs, brakes and alignments too, Forest Tire Company is a friend you can always count on. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
Did you know Artesia Ford now offers mobile service? That's right, we come to you. From fluid and air filter changes, battery and wiper replacements, low tires to diagnostic scans and software updates, Artesia Ford's mobile service makes light maintenance easy and convenient. Call Stephen Chavaria, your mobile service manager today, 575-746-3578 to schedule your visit. Limited services and distances apply, so don't wait. Get service on the go with Artesia Ford.
For the first time ever, the National Championship Air Races are touching down in Roswell, New Mexico from September 10th through the 14th. Witness the world's best pilots battle it out in the fastest motorsport on the planet. Vintage warbirds, cutting-edge jets, aerobatics, and family fun, all against the stunning New Mexico sky.
3, 2, 1.
Get your tickets now at airrace.org. Don't miss this high-octane spectacle. Say so long to summer and save this week at your local Fence Country Market in Artesia. Get Food Club White Chicken, 2 cans for only $1. Food Club Macaroni and Cheese, 3 boxes for just $1. Get Halo's Mandarins in the 2-pound bag, just $2.99 a piece. And Juicy Limes, 4 for $1. Get Select Food Club Sliced Bacon, Ham, or Turkey, only $3.77 each. And Boneless Beef Choice Top Round Steak, only $5.99 a pound. Great savings this week at your local Fence Country Market in Artesia.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Every breath you take, every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you.
All right, Artesia. Well, that's our show today. We got a couple minutes. We're going to close out. I wanted to tie back what we were just talking with Julie about. You know, this concept of biblical grandparenting. back with what I started the show with. We talked about Nehemiah going in and building the walls, building up the defenses of the city, and I tied that to the idea of building up the defenses of your home, building up a Christian defense within your household, and I think something like this, the idea of looking and examining how we grandparent is just as important. It's part of building the walls. How do you protect your grandchildren and your grandchildren, your great grandchildren, if God lets you live and see them as well as, and how do you prepare them for what's coming next? We often sit and lament about how bad things are right now, but how much are you praying and looking forward to what's coming 2 generations from now? Are you praying for your grandchildren? Are you praying for your grandchildren's spouses and their children? Are you seeking to build a legacy within your family of young people who continue on and they serve God and they live out life to their full potential? And I think it's important. I'm excited about this opportunity this weekend. If you're a grandparent, you're in those grandparenting ages, take advantage of it. Go up there and join them and hear what they got to say. And I liked her witness about it. She's watched the fruit of their grandparenting, and so just remember, we live in a world that is fallen, and there's a lot of chaos around us, but we're not helpless. We can do something about it. We possess the sword of the word. We possess the ability to go and fight against evil, to protect our families, protect our homes, our wives, our children, our brothers, sisters, mothers, and we can do that, and we can pass down a multi-generational faith, and that's what Israel was called to there in Deuteronomy 4. Make sure your children know about it. Make sure your children's children know about God, the God they serve, and have them follow after Him all the days of their life. All right, Artesia, thank you so much. I do truly enjoy being able to come in here and talk to everybody and just share my thoughts. And I'm always open for discussion. And I look forward to speaking to everybody again next Tuesday. God bless.
This is KSVP.